7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Tune in.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast, photo and entertainment in Middle Georgia sales and services. Coke, don't worry about Pepsi.
I had to go see a man about a mule.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose. Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a Lego.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.
What's happening, everybody?
Hey y'all, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? How are you all this great Wednesday, November 20th evening?
I'm
Feeling like $1 million, but I'm missing $1 million though.
I'm trying to tell you where the money at.
I'm missing $1,000,001, so I'm in the hole.
Trying to buy me a Benz, but a 50 grand shop.
What is going on? I see Barry has checked in. Pierce County is here. What's going on, Mr. Butts? Brooks County is here. Mr. Farley, TCC checking in with no horns. Hi,
the noise makers.
Hi, and what's going on, Mr. Hurst? Another TCC fan checking in. So glad that you all have joined us. Welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Friday Night Lights podcast show. And guys, we have a treat for you all tonight. Once again, our good friend Drew has decided to join us tonight to chop it up and discuss this high school playoff season. Welcome, Drew. We are so happy that you decided to hang with us today.
Thank you guys so much. Love being here.
We love having you.
Thank
we're
you.
Gonna argue, but we're gonna argue tonight, though.
Oh, fire away! I'm always ready.
Okay, cool.
What's going on, Paris? How you doing, Mr. Stone? Waco is watching. Mr. Shields getting close to round 2. That's right. And both of your the east side is still, the eastern side of the metro Atlanta area is still alive. So good going there. What's going on, nephew? How you doing, Marquise? Good evening. Thompson is still there. Okay, well, I understand, Paris. We will miss you, but we know that you support us. Sorry you won't be able to be at the game as well, but you know, we'll shout out for you. We'll cheer for you. So tonight the Wizard is going to give his predictions, and then we're going to chop it up with Drew, and we'll, do some playoff bracket scenarios. We talked about 6A through 3A on Monday, and we'll get to the lower classifications this evening. And I'm interested in Drew's thoughts on especially the private classes, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a little bit about them, but I'm sure you can give me more insight on those private brackets. So I'm really glad that you're here tonight. What's going on, Mr. Lakes? We have Burke County here. We have TCC, Mr. Carlton. Welcome. And yes, do exactly what Obadiah says. Everybody, share the live. It only takes 2 seconds. All right, Mr. Carlton, TCC has 3,000 tickets sold already. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. They got 3,000 tickets sold already, and Rome gave away 200.
Wow. That's
math ain't math, and that's going Jesus.
All right, Barry, you shots fired. Drew, one thing about Drew, you might not agree with him, but he is able to substantiate his argument. My mama, she was an English professor, and she always said, whatever you do when you're writing an essay, you just make sure that you're able to substantiate your claims. I might not agree with it, but if you have something to back up what you're saying, I'm not going to fail you. So One thing about it, you might not agree with Drew, but his reasoning is very sensible, always sensible. What's going on, Mr. McKelvin? Ware County checking in. Mr. Wilkins from Thomas County Central is here. Miss Butts, how you doing, friend? How you doing? Mr. Hurst says they got 3 buses loaded already. Mr. King, Cornelius, how you doing? We missed you Monday. How's everything going? Yes, that Thomas County Central and Rome game is going to be deep and is intense. Is not. I can't even begin to describe how the atmosphere is going to be. I mean, it was already, based on last year, that was enough drama, right? And then to add this extra drama, oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I can go to that game as bad as I want to. I don't think I can. I don't think I'll make it out alive.
I wish I could. And I'm so nosy. I done found some wrong people on Facebook and done went and added them. I'm hoping they can join the show tonight.
Why would you be dangerous?
No, TCC fans got it out for me.
Why?
You better
Man,
believe it.
you know they got it out for me.
Oh,
I
because
gotta,
you keep
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I gotta protect my neck on this one.
okay.
As you should, because if they going 2, 3 buses deep, somebody gonna know you.
This
Yeah,
all I'm gonna say is just keep riding past the house. Keep riding past the house when
yeah,
they come up.
y'all give me some money. I'll tell you what exit to get off of. What's going What's going on, Oscar Miles? How you doing? Mr. Butt says Miller County. If you're here, we're putting y'all in back in the DeLorean with Doc and Marty McFly. No, you
Heck
didn't.
nah.
What's going on, Mr. Murray? Jenkins County is in the house. Stephen Tate, Coffee County. Mr. Van says TCC needs to be on their P's and Q's because the refs are against them. Yes, Blakely County plays Fitzgerald Friday, Paris, and we'll see how that goes. Kenny says, "Come on, Thirsty."
I'm done what Myrick's told me to do.
What?
Honestly,
Stay in protected custody.
right. And protect the custody would be me and sis. And I can't help him this Friday, and I'm sure she can't either. So just stay where you at.
Nah, you know what? Rome is a two. How far is that drive? 2 hours. It's a 2 hour drive from the house. Nah, I ain't going to that. I ain't gonna. I hate this. I can't believe I'm finna fix my mouth to say that. I drive down and watch Peach County play before I drive up there and watch that game.
My
We love you
Lord.
too.
Well,
We
then
love you
slide
too.
on down then, Thirsty.
That's right. Listen,
Freaky Mike.
when my beloved Trojans were put out last year on that controversial stuff, who did we go see? We saw y'all twice.
And y'all done went to see him this year.
Yeah.
No, I came down once this year. I got to come down again. We was talking about it.
Okay, well, y'all come on. We welcome. What's going on, Mr. What's going on, Mr. Little? Let's see. Oscar says, Mike, I'll go with you. Keep Rome off you until you say stupid stuff again. Then I'm gonna let them get in your head, and I'll apologize later.
Well, then,
I ain't worried about Rome getting on me. It's them TCC fans I'm worried about getting on me.
exactly. And if you don't go with your sisters, Mike, don't go.
Obadiah says, not all TCC fans. We know how to enjoy a good laugh.
Okay.
Mr. Carlson wants to know where you live. He stays in the Metro Atlanta area, Mr. Carlson. Hello,
Yep.
Miss Webb. Welcome. Mr. Crookham, Lincoln County is in the building. Yep, y'all play at home again if you win this Friday. What's going on, DeAntoine? Carver Columbus is here. Welcome. Good evening.
Sis,
And
that's
I'm
you thinking?
yes, I'm very, very
Got the
popular.
hotline bling, don't it?
My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming through my computer. That's why is
A man about a mule. My Lord.
Mm-hmm.
that was yesterday, not today.
My Lord. Could have been a day too, but Jesus. All right, we're moving right along.
I did not hear that. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
That's for the
Yeah.
playback. That's for the playback.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
we'll do that
Let me
behind
hold
me.
on. Hold on. Let me mark this time spot right here. All right. Got it. Got it. We coming back. We coming back to that 10 minute. We coming back to 10 minutes and 15 second mark.
Make sure you get there too. You make sure you get there.
Mr. Miles, no, that's not what we're talking about. And besides, who says it has to be late night? Could be mid evening. You just never know.
Dirty. I'm a
Be quiet. How you doing, Mr. Wilkins? Why are you laughing? Now, Obadiah said, now this time last year, Mike, we were on your sword's head.
huh?
We still
We was
is.
on your side.
And
Oh,
we
oh.
still are.
Yeah. No comment. No comment.
No comment on that one.
Mr. Benjamin says Southwest DeKalb is out, but I'm a diehard fan of the show. Now I have to ride with Hateville. Well, welcome to the show, Mr.
Thank
Benjamin.
you.
We are so glad. We appreciate you tuning in. Yeah. So
Marquise is hell, boy.
and Oscar too. I'm tired. Woo! If only you knew, Marquise. If only you knew. I'm
Trust me, you
gonna.
don't want to know.
You don't want to know. I'm going to be very professional. And I'm going to answer. I'm going to ask a question. And Drew, you might want, if you want to, you can chime in as well. Jeremy has a question, and he wants to know, what does Appling have to do to defeat Carver Atlanta on Friday?
Well, I think the biggest part with Carver is how explosive they've been later in the season. Now, Hateful was able to kind of like taper that for a game. I think Hateful's defense is legit. But if you look at how Carver's been playing for like the second half of the year, ever since the Monday's Mill game, they put up 51, 44, 50, and 42, all without allowing a point. They beat Lovett 47-17. They beat the ever-living daylights out of them. They did stumble against Hateville. So that made me question a little bit of, is that going to be a permanent thing? Is that going to be a temporary thing? Now, I haven't officially made a pick on the game yet. I'm actually going to do that tonight. But I think what it's going to come down for Appling is they need to play good defense. That's what the game is going to come down to, because Carver's offense can be explosive. And we've seen, I'm sure as Pierce County fans remember, we've seen Carver Columbus go down to that area and win a game.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Pierce County. Everybody thought Pierce County was going to easily win that because it's at home. Carver Columbus is a road. They do really well on the road. And This is not just a this year thing. This is a historical thing. So if you're Appling, as much as I love the defensive performance last week, there was no offense for some reason. It just evaporated. That's going to cost you this week, because if Carver can put up 31 points after watching Appling last week, do you really feel confident that Appling can match that?
Nope. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to chime in on this one and add to what you're saying. Drew, no disrespect, Carver, Atlanta. But he is right, though. I don't care which Carver you're talking about, Carver, Atlanta, or Carver, Columbus. In this case, it is Carver, Atlanta. You got to stop the offense. The number one person you got to stop on Carver, Atlanta is their quarterback. Plain and simple.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, it can't really. It's not. You can't really stop him. You can hope to contain him, but Appling's gonna have to do a really good job of that. It's not going to be like playing Pierce County where they throw the ball 2 times a game.
Well, this is what I want Appling County to understand. Guess how many interceptions this quarterback has on the year? Just anybody, take a wild guess. How many interceptions he got on the year?
2.
No. Shakira, you want to take a guess?
No.
Okay. He had 0
Oh,
interceptions
wow.
on the season.
Well, I mean, now with that being said, probability and statistics say he's gonna end up getting one soon.
Well, the thing is, he does have a 71% completion rating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one, you got to stop him, and yes, he is a dual threat quarterback. So you have to stop the quarterback first. That's the hard part. If you do stop the quarterback, you're going to have to stop their running back. Granted, running back is averaging 6.7 yards a carry. They got another running back averaging 7.3 yards a carry. So they're going to come at you both ways. Now, what I advise Abilene County to do, go back and look at the Hate Bill Charter tape. Look at that tape and look at what Hate Bill Charter was able to do. And then ask yourself this question. Do I have these same athletes on defense to play that blueprint that was laid by them?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that not only will Appling can look at, they can kind of imitate it because their defense this year has been pretty good, actually. Like Appling as a whole, their defense has been pretty good. But what's really going to frustrate them is in big games this year, their offense has sucked. Ware County 10, DeLand 7, Pierce County 13, Fitzgerald 16, Crisp 17, and 24 the first time they played. So
Yeah.
that defense, the reason I'm saying, oh, it's more on the defense than the offense, even though the offense is underperforming, is because that if that defense doesn't hold Carver to 20, Appling's not going to win the game. And the bigger issue is because Carver just played a team in Hapeville that has a really good defense. So that experience might actually help them against Appling.
Well, see, here's my thing. One, a lot of people that's listening don't know who Hate Bill. They don't know Hate Bill because they're not up here in this metro area. So they don't pay attention to Hate Bill. But keep in mind who Carver Atlanta has played in their non-region schedule. Southwest DeKalb won that game 34-21. Lost to Luella 13-18. Lost to Decatur 30-20. Beat Monday's Mill 37-7. The reason I'm bringing that up is Carver is sticking to their normal route, their normal non-region schedule. They're playing higher classification schools to help them prepare for the region and the playoff. Nothing has changed with Carver. Carver is still the same Carver. In my opinion, from watching Carver, this is one of the better teams this is the second best team I've seen Carver have in years. The first best is the one where they went to the playoffs, being Road Warriors. This is number two. And they basically tried to duplicate that, but minus a player or two. They're duplicating that old Carver team that made it to the playoffs, to the state title game, being Road Warriors. But I beg everyone, take a look at Hateville Charter and
Yeah,
look
you
at
really
what they
should.
did. They held Cartersville to 24 points.
Well, also impressively, they held Westlake to 21.
21.
And Westlake's a 6A team. I mean, I don't care. Like holding a 1A team to 21 is good. Holding a 6A team to 21?
It's stupid because you don't normally see this from these lower classifications, from a 2A school holding a 6A school to 21 points. And that's what I was going to point that one out too. Despite them taking a loss to Cartersville and Westlake, they balled out. So they're doing the same thing. So me personally, I expect Hateville Charter to handle Thompson this weekend, this Friday. But that's a conversation for later.
Okay, so Mr. Davis, what's going on, D'Angelo? You missed a couple of shows, but you've been tuning in. Go Jackets, go! So glad that you came. Welcome to the show, Mr. Bird, Brian Bird. He said, "How's Pastor Troy and his Creekside Seminoles doing this year?" Well, I tell you, Mr. Bird, after that drubbing they got in Texas, which in their defense, had anybody else gone out there, they probably would have gotten school drug too. Everybody short of Milson and Carrollton and Buford. But we actually have them when we did our bracket predictions, our play bracket predictions. We had them coming out of the
4A bracket.
Yeah. They made the Final Four. So I don't know. They're still winning, and some of the people that were picking at them are still losing, have lost. So there's that. Let's see. You know what, Mr. Butts? He wants to know who the heck is Miller County and Jenkins County. I've never heard of a championship team from those places.
That's funny.
Well, now Miller, I will say now Miller County has had
Man, wow.
some really good athletes. What's up? I think that's where Charles Grant is from. So,
Yeah,
they've had
Miller's
some
a
pretty
good
good.
team. I think
Yeah.
I think this year too. I think for Miller County fans, it's kind of annoying because like every year they end up with 6 losses, and it's really freaking annoying. This year it's different, and I think a lot of that's going to go because of Tom Causey, the head coach, because he used to coach at Ola, and Ola had a really good rushing attack with Micah Bell. So I think like a lot of times you'll see coaches from higher classifications move to smaller schools and be successful. I think this is one of those cases as well. Um, I like what Miller County's doing, honestly. I think their defense, because Ola at that time, as they are now, is really good at defense, was really good at defense. And so you're kind of seeing that trickle down here as well, holding early counted at 26, clinched to 33, Mitchell to just 8. I just look for a little bit more offensive consistency, but this is still a good team. I think in coming years, whether they have the athletes now graduating 3 stars or whatever, who cares? I think this is something that's a coaching thing where over the next 3 to 4 years, if Causey stays there, this is going to be a pretty good team that's going to make it to the playoffs every year and then just be a threat. All they need is just that 1 year to break out.
I want to add something on Miller County. What a lot of people may not, probably don't know. They're on a, their Miller County is on their third coach in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And here's the thing: they're about to have their best record since 2017. I mean, since 2016. 2016, they went 9-3. Guess where they're at right now?
Eight
Eight
and
and
three.
three. Best record since 2016. Miller County has something special going on. Yes, a lot of people ain't paying attention to them. They're not your typical blue blood. But again, high school football, it shifts every year. You're not going to have your typical blue bloods every year.
And
You're going to
that's
have
good
some of
though.
those teams. You're going to have some of those teams that's down at the bottom of the barrel. Either one, they're going to get a good coach, or they're going to have a good class to come in that's going to rise them up to the top for 1 or 2 years. Miller County is one of those teams right now that you need to pay attention to if you're in single A Division Two.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Mr. Crookham says Manchester, get ready to come to Lincolnton, the Devil's Den. That's going to be an awesome game if it comes to fruition.
Oh, that's going to be phenomenal. I think so. Again, here's one of the things. So like I made bracket predictions, obviously. I actually didn't have Manchester winning it all, and that is a risk. But I think that last year's classification fit Manchester a lot more than this year's classification, because if you look at this year, if they have to play Lincoln County, which they probably will, that's a really good offense. And that could be a challenge. Now, it's not even that. Look further than that, right? They've got to play Brooks County possibly in the semifinals. These are not
Mhm.
easy teams to play, and these are not teams that Manchester has faced in the past couple of years. They've faced the likes of like Bowden and all, but there's a difference between like Bowden and like Brooks County and all that, right? I'm not saying that Brooks County is miles better than Bowden. I'm pretty sure I have both about the same rank. It's just that it's a different style of play. And so I think when Manchester plays a team like Lincoln County or Brooks County, there is a chance they lose.
Well, before we go on, I want to say what's going on, Joy.
Hey,
Hey, what's,
Dro.
hey, good evening, everybody. What's
Hey,
going on? How
Dro.
y'all doing? What's up, Drew, Jess, Kira, Thirsty, Mo? What's going on? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing good. How about
we
yourself?
good.
You know,
Let
hanging in
me.
there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just gonna read a couple of these comments so that we can kind of get caught up a little bit. Mr. Murray says Miller County has tradition. He said Jenkins County. Well, we're a bunch of nobodies, no athletes, and we just lucky. Okay. Uh, I need you to talk a little bit better about yourself, Mr. Murray. Please, please, please. What's going on, Mr. Sneed? Irwin County is in the building. We have Mr. Sneed, we have Drew with us tonight from Georgia High School football on Instagram. So he's gonna chop it up with us tonight. So that's what's going on. Dwayne has invited you down to Quitman, Georgia, Mr. Thirsty. And D'Angelo said TCC's crowd knows not to cost us this game with penalties. Go Jackets, go. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
I sure
yep.
hope so. I really, really hope so. Because they putting the extra emphasis on TCC, baby.
Yeah.
DHS called y'all out by name.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I heard about that situation, and I think TCC is still going to beat Rome. So
yeah. I think it's to the point at this point it just comes
this
off
is
as
not this is
bullying to
not the
me.
same Rome team as years past. It really isn't. If you watch them play, this definitely isn't the same Rome team as last year or the year before or the year before. I think Thomas County Central, sure, their defense has taken a step back from last year, but their offense is still really freaking good. So I think Thomas County Central is going to win that game on the road, and I think it helps that there's a lot of people going up to that game because it creates less of that away crowd atmosphere that allows Rome to get back into the game if they're trailing a little bit. So I think there is a scenario here where I think I picked this where Thomas County Central wins by 10 or more.
Mm.
Mm.
This
Well,
is
you and the Wizard can have a conversation on that one
it's
here later.
That
interesting.
sounds fun.
Let me address this really quick. What's going on, Mr. Fletcher? Grocery shopping for the weekend. Invite us down. What we eating this weekend? Let me know. Jeremy says Drew, our second string got hurt, so we had to go Wildcat that whole game last week, but he's back this week.
Which game?
Appling County.
Oh,
Against,
versus Crisp.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean that still doesn't make that big of a difference because you look at the other results on the schedule, it doesn't help your case because you have. I mean, I'm not going to blame you for putting up 10 on Ware County. It's not bad. It's Ware, but also putting up 24 on Crisp the first time, 13 on Pierce, 16 on Fitzgerald. It's kind of becoming a theme that in these more important games, they're relying more and more on their defense, but not always is that going to work, as the Fitzgerald game just showed.
What's going on, J-Bo? Carver Columbus is
Mm.
in the building. What's going on, Mr. Darisaw? Mr. Ferguson, welcome. Lincoln County on top. Um,
You said Darasol, shout out to Dublin.
okay,
We
well,
see y'all lurking and peeping in the background.
yes, Mr. Little, Macon County is a number one seed. Let's see. Jess, you got an iPhone, push the button to the top left of your phone. My phone is on silent, sir. That is my MacBook Pro. And the people that are texting me just so happen to be Apple users. So it's not my it's not my phone, it's actually my computer.
Why you all in my sister business?
You with her business. Don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Mr.
Cause trust me, you ain't gonna like what you hear.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Fielder, welcome to the podcast. He says the first time here. He's a coach at Jones County Greyhound. All right, Mr. Fielder, welcome. You are literally right up the street from me, Mr. Fielder. Welcome,
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 coach.
welcome.
Yeah, glad to have you. Thank you
So
for
glad to have you.
listening.
Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, share it with your people.
Yes, please share and please stick around. I'm so glad you weren't here Monday if that was your first. Your
And you
first.
know something? They got a big one against Marist.
They
You know what I
do.
mean?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, we can talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit too.
Good luck with
Oh,
that.
but they're gonna be mad at the
Right,
Wizard
right.
tonight.
That's gonna
Have
be a
fun.
tough one. That's
Have
gonna
fun
be a
with
tough one.
They gonna be
Tough
mad
is
at
an
the Wizard
understatement.
tonight.
Tough
What
is
you say?
seriously an understatement
Yeah.
I'm,
because
I'm still
Jones County is good. Jones County is good, but I mean, have you seen Marist?
I'm trying to figure out how in the world they're able to run so many different types of offense
Who?
in Marist.
Well, they're not necessarily running different types of offense. It's the
They
same
just
style. It's just they perfected it.
is that what it is? Oh, okay.
It's that triple option wing T style ball. So they don't have to throw the ball. All they have to do is it's kind of like if you watch, for example, if you watch like Georgia Tech play back in like 2008 to 2014.
Uh-huh.
It's just that every week you don't know what you're going to get because if a team can't defend the option well, you're screwed. The thing with Marist is they're at a level where under Chadwick, who's done this for like 30 years, every single year they have a plan, they stick to the plan, and nobody can stop them because they're just good. They're disciplined. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. There's no fumbles. There's no penalties. They just play better ball. And on defense, the thing that Paul Johnson couldn't do at Georgia Tech that Marist is doing is they have a really good defense. They're not afraid. They want you to throw one-on-one down the sideline because that's the way you think you could beat them. Avoid the front seven by throwing it deep. They want you to do that because they're going to get a lot of sacks and a lot of picks. They have a great kicker as well. I've literally never seen a time this year where the kickoff has gone into the end zone. It's gone out of the end zone every time. He can hit from 56. This is just a well-coached team. Marist is very good defensively. So Jones County, they're good. Thing is, they've had some games where their offense just doesn't show up. Ola, they have a good defense. Union Grove, Stockbridge, Hampton too. So if the way Jones County wins this game is if they score 30. I don't know if I
So,
can see that happening.
so basically, Jones County season is ending this week.
It's what I would say, but
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
said it, not
Pretty
me.
much. I
Look,
don't care how you spin it.
listen,
Pretty much.
that's
It
why
is.
you play the game. That's why you play the
That is
game.
true. That is
Okay.
true. That is true.
That's why you play the game. Let me read a couple more of these comments. Mr. Let's see. Mr. Carlson says, I knew Carver Columbus defense was good ever since watching their preseason game. Mr. Miles just nothing. What's going on, Mr. McDaniel? How you doing? What's going on, Mr. Hill? Bear down. Drew, this is AJ Hill's father, Antoine Hill.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. Let's see. Mr. Sneed says Miller County used to be hell. Old Class A, they were tough. That Callaway kid was a beast. I'm telling you that I remember when they used to play against Macon County in the 90s. They really were tough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why I said I was saying Charles Grant and stuff. He was there. Mr. Fielder says Ola is very good. They beat us for the Region 248 region title.
I'll tell you what, Ola. Before you want to Ola, I think has the most under-respected defense in the state. Their defense is phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. This is a team that held Jones County to 3. They held Stockbridge to 14. They shut out Flowery Branch, held Trinity Christian to 3. This is a really good defense. And they're playing Benedictine this week. So, oh boy, with Cannon out for the year with an injury, this is going to be real fun.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you the thing about here's my thing I don't like about Ola though. They run 2 quarterbacks. They have a passing quarterback and a throwing and a running quarterback. That's the only thing I don't like about Ola on offense.
Yeah, the 2.
Neither,
I'm not a big fan of 2 QB systems either.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, it does kind of work.
For Ola, it's been working because one thing. Okay, do remember this. Ola had 9 region games to play this year,
which is insane.
So after week 1, they was in straight to region play and been playing nothing but region games. Now, watching the game they played at Stockbridge, because that's the game I went and watched Ola at Stockbridge was when they played.
Mm-hmm.
Ola had that game. Here's my problem. They tried to throw with their running quarterback.
And it didn't work.
That's where Ola messed up at. If Ola had stuck with their passing quarterback, which would make them more balanced on offense, Ola would have won that game against Stockbridge. Because remember, the score was only 14-10.
Yeah, it was a close game. Good.
Yeah.
Stockbridge could win the close ones. Dang.
But Ola could have pulled that out. Benedictine. Here's my thing with Benedictine. QB1 is down and out.
Mm-hmm.
They're strictly relying on defense, 1, creating turnovers, and holding a team to 6 plays or less on a drive is what Benedictine's defense is trying to do right now.
It's going to be.
Don't be shocked if Benedictine lose.
I wouldn't.
To Ola.
If Cannon was playing, I'd pick Benedictine all day. The thing is, when he's not, since he's not playing, this becomes a real toss-up. And the fact that it's on the road too, Benedictine has to go on the road for every single playoff game. So This is going to be real tough. I think that Ola defense is legit, though. I haven't made a pick on this game yet, and I'm going to tonight. Honestly, I could see it just being a really low-scoring game that Benedictine wins, because I think the key here for Benedictine is even when they don't have their starting quarterback, they're still kind of fine. The Perry game, I know y'all remember the Perry game where they lost 31-27. They didn't have him at quarterback in that game, and they still almost beat Perry, which is actually a pretty good result if you think about it. So do I think they're going to blow the doors off Ola? Heck no.
No.
Because Ola's defense is just way too good for that. I think, though, if it comes down to a close game and Benedictine, I think Benedictine's too well coached to let the 2 QB system kind of fool them, quote unquote. So I could see Benedictine sneaking out a win.
Yeah, and that I'm with you on that, but at the same time, I'm going to put Benedictine on upset alert.
Oh yeah, they've got to be on alert. Yeah, for sure.
So Benedictine, show up, play your A game, traveling back up to Atlanta for the second week in a row. You
They're gonna
definitely get
they're gonna have to do
because
it the whole playoffs, basically.
yeah, because you got to remember they just came up to the Cab County and played Southwestern Cab last week. Now they're coming up to Henry County to play Ola.
And honestly, that's a lot of people will hate that and be like, man, that's gonna wear them out eventually. I don't think Benedictine is one of those teams where it will wear them out. It seems like one of
Nah,
those games. Like it reminds me a lot of like that Colquitt County team in 2017 who had to go on the road for every single playoff game and won every single playoff game except the title one.
mhm.
It reminds me of that same thing where Benedictine is too well coached in this situation where they let that get to them. I think Benedictine will not. They won't have like a quote unquote hangover when they play Ola.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I am comparing them to the 2021 Carver Atlanta team that was Road Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Went on the road, beat a North Hall, Liberty County, Burke County, Pierce, and then eventually lost to City Road in the state title game. So that's what I'm comparing this Benedictine to because one, Benedictine is very disciplined and very fundamental on both sides of the ball.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute, hold on. You trying to tell me that that Carver Atlanta team was disciplined and where did back up? Where did you just say?
I'm comparing the Benedictine to the Road Warriors of Carver, Atlanta from 2021.
And they were what?
I
Well
didn't
coached.
say Car-
No,
I did not
they didn't
I
look
did
like
not
they were
say
in
the
the state
Carver team
championship.
was. I'm saying the Benedictine team is.
Okay, all right.
That's all I'm saying. They're going to be on the road this playoffs battling for a title.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between them and the Carver Atlanta team is they are very disciplined and very fundamental. That's the difference between the two teams.
Okay. What's welcome to the podcast, Ricky Moss. How you doing, Wildcat? Yeah, Charles Grant definitely was a big player at Miller County. Mr. Wembley, welcome to the podcast. He said, "What's up, good folks? Talking from a fan standpoint, Coffee 52, Brunswick 3, but just being real, Coffee 28, Brunswick 21." Mr. Fielder says Brunswick has a good offense.
That's a good take. I think with the Brunswick having a good offense is a good take. I think the thing is, can Brunswick's defense stand up? Because I don't know the answer to that being yes. So honestly, I don't mind the 20. I think what was my prediction? I'm trying to think of my prediction, but I think Brunswick around 21 is not a bad idea. I think Coffee, I'd go a little higher though. I'd say like the 35, 38 area.
Mm-hmm.
And Coffee could be one of those Road Warrior teams too this year.
Yeah, I think they got a
before. They've done
yeah.
it before.
And they're, I mean, talk about battle tested teams. Coffee, geez, with that region,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
holy cow.
Let's see. Let me say hello to a couple of people. Let's see. Mr. Evans, Worth County checking in. Y'all got a big game with Dodge County. Miss Stalvey. I hope I'm saying it right. But either way, welcome, Miss Brittany, to our podcast. She says she's praying for Lee to make it to the finals. Well, baby, Lee is great, and they are running into Milton to get to the finals. So, anything is possible, and Lee has an excellent team. But I mean, Milton is just really, really, really strong. But welcome.
I don't know about that.
Hey, why was it discussing that
Is
region?
Milton kind of down this season?
Well, okay. If look, we can open this Milton discussion real quick, and I'll tell you the answer. Milton is not the number 2 team in the country. It's not even close. They're not even close. If you watch Milton play, you can hate me if you want. They're not even close. Because the best team right now in the state, and I will stand on this and prove every single point, and I can sit here and argue this for hours. The best team in the state right now is Carrollton.
Oh,
Carrollton is the best team in the state right now. I'd say Milton is in a decent second, and Lee is in a very close third behind them.
my
So what
Lord.
you're saying is that
Lee
quarterfinal
County,
game is going to be phenomenal.
look, the thing with Lee County is really good. We know Lee County is really good at running the ball with both Weston Bryan and Usman Chroma, right?
Yes.
People are counting them out just because they run the ball a lot. If they're really good at it, they give them their props for it. That means they're still a good team. I think Milton, a lot of people will look at Milton, not watched a minute of how they played, and say they're good because of the hype surrounding Milton that everybody else generates, and also the fact that it's Milton, right? They won state last year. First of all, they were not the favorites last year. Walton was the favorites last year, okay? And so the thing with Milton was this year is they're not that clean. They're not that clean. They throw at least one pick every game. Every big game I've seen, at least one pick. Their secondary has been rarely tested and has allowed big plays. And their offensive line, I'll say defensive line, I'll leave them alone. But the offensive line is not amazing top tier quality. There are teams in this state with a much better offensive line. So Milton can still win the classification because they don't run into any tough teams. Because, for example, say Lakeside beats Houston County, which I don't think will happen. But say Lakeside will beat Houston County, right? In that case, Milton still has an easy path because Lakeside's not going to challenge them at all. Houston County, however, is going to challenge them. So I think for Milton is right now, Carrollton is just way too consistent. You just go look at them every quarter, no matter what happens, whether it's on the road, at home, whether they go down, they are always good for like 42 points and allowing 20 points. It's just, they're just very consistent. And for that, they're the best team in the state. Julian Lewis is the best quarterback in the state. So you got to go watch the games being played. Milton is not that great. Roswell, they let teams hang in too early in the game. Remember, they played against Blessed Trinity and won by 14. It was 28-14. They were getting pretty much owned by Roswell in the first half, barring one big play that Milton had. So Milton is good, but to think they're even top 3 in the country or top 5 in the country is crazy.
Wow. Okay, Drew.
Hold on. Wait. I can't let that slide. I cannot let that slide.
Look, you guys can think, people can think I'm biased or whatever, but I've been to the most games I've been to most North Gwinnett games in my life because I went to North Gwinnett. So naturally I've been to like 50 games. The second most I've been to is Milton. I've been to Milton like 8 or 9 times already. That stadium is like I've been there way too many times. So I don't foster any bad or good feelings to Milton. I'm just calling it as I see it.
Okay, Drew. Like I said, I told you from the beginning, we're gonna argue tonight, right?
Yep.
This our first argument.
Okay.
Number one, I do not agree with you. I do agree with you. Buford is not a top 5 team in the nation, but they are a top 3 team in the state.
Milton
is a top 3 team in the state.
Milton is a top 3 team in the state and not a top 5 team in the country.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
They're second in the state right now.
Correct. Behind who? Carrollton? Okay, yeah. We're going. Okay, here's my thing.
Carrollton's too consistent.
We're talking Milton and Lee. Here's my issue with Lee County. My issue with Lee County is their passing game.
It's not that
Milton. Good. Exactly, and that's my thing.
But
Milton.
I don't think that should. The fact that they. So I had the same discussion with someone else who said that. This was a dumb take. It was a bad take. Somebody said Savannah Christian is overrated because they can't throw the ball, which I don't believe in. It's the same logic here. Some people are going to say Lee County is overrated because they can't throw the ball. If you run the ball really well, then that should not be counted against you. You don't have to throw the ball if you don't need to. Mm-hmm. I just think that with the way Lee County, it's not like Lee County has a bad game to show us that there's flaws. I mean, they killed Coffee. Coffee is a good defense. They killed them. It was not even close. The Thomas County Central game, their defense oddly showed up, right? They got 3 picks, right? So
it was a bad game by the quarterback, by TCC's quarterback.
Well, I guess so. Thing is, Lee County's defense is their biggest issue. But are we going to dock them that much for that? Or the fact that they're so good, they can stay in the running with Milton right now. Now, if they played head-to-head, my take with this was if Milton played Lee County right now head-to-head, the winner would be whoever's the home team.
I disagree.
I think Lee County coming up north is going to hurt, and Milton going south is going to hurt. So
I disagree.
Okay. What
I disagree for the simple fact of, granted, Lee County has a 2-headed monster in their running game with Cromer and that quarterback. That's their running game. Mm-hmm. When it comes to Milton, they have a true dual threat quarterback in Luke.
But
Luke is a true dual threat.
He is, but he's not perfect. He's not. That's what I'm trying to say. When you watch Milton, you'll realize he's good for at least one turnover a game. At
Dude,
least.
I would take the 28 touchdowns with the 7 interceptions that he has right now on the season.
I
11
wouldn't.
games in, I would take that
4 to 1
28 to
TD.
7.
4 to 1 TD. In college, that's fine. In high school, 28 to 7 for a supposed Miami commit high 4-star. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm feeling that a lot. I think the thing with Lee County is everybody's like, well, Milton could just stop them. I get it, but then other teams would have done the same. Coffee is a good defense. Why didn't they stop it? I mean, it's easier said than done because if you're going to – here's the issue. You sell out to stop Weston Bryan running the ball, and you have a 5-star running back running it right down your throat, right? You stop Chroma trying to run the ball, and you got Weston Bryan on the perimeter, and nobody can stop him because I saw him in person. He was a recruit at the Georgia Tech Miami game, and so I got to see him as he was walking in the stands. I don't know why he's that big, but he's actually that big. So – it's really hard to stop that kind of rushing attack. And I think Milton is definitely the type of team to not take them that seriously because that's kind of who they are.
But here's the thing, though. It's not about the rushing game. It's about the passing game of Milton. Who is going to stop Wiley, Barber, and Payne, and stop Lester coming out of the backfield?
Wiley is good, but Wiley is – right now, I watched him play, and Wiley is – he's not as great as people make him out to be.
I'm not saying he is but at the same time, here's my thing with Lee County. Mm-hmm. I don't think they have the secondary to contain the Milton receivers.
I agree with that. I think Lee County secondary is very boomer bust. But the thing is, when it comes, so this is why I said home field advantage plays a big role. If Milton has to come down to Lee County to play that game, I think that Lee County can get it done just on that fact. Now, I think Oscar brought up a good point in the comments. He said you can make the same argument about Milton. Someone has to stop them. But my point here is somebody has stopped Milton. Blessed Trinity stopped Milton. They held him to 28. If you're telling me Lee County can't put 28 points on the board, I don't know. I think the biggest issue, you're right, the biggest issue is Lee County secondary. But the thing is, what they proved in that TCC game is they can force a turnover when they need to.
I disagree with you on that. Because go back and watch the film on that tape. Go back and watch the film on that tape. This is what happened. Cam Brooks got hurt. Cam Brooks, if I'm not mistaken, had an ankle injury in that game, and he was limited. Yeah, he was limited on his action and his playing time. So what did Lee County do? What any other team would do? Ran to where Cam Brooks was. And they won it out. It was either a quarterback lead draw or they ran Chroma over that way.
No, yeah, but my point is now go look at the Colquitt County game.
You find a weakness and you attack.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what Lee County did. They adjusted in the game, and Cam Brooks got number 9, number 8, something like that. Oh, he ain't on the field. Run to that side because it was a drop in talent on that side of the field, on that right side of the offense, left side of the defense.
Have you watched Milton's defensive line this year?
Yes.
Okay. What part? Because they have a weakness, a very obvious one. Which one do you think it is?
I ain't gonna say the line. I'm just gonna say the front 7 myself up the middle.
It's the two. It's the two.
Who has the weakness?
It's the 2 interior tackles. They're very good. What they are very good at is they're good at rushing off the edge. But the thing is, they're not good in their tackles. Their interior D tackles, their nose tackle. That area is not good right now. So I think look, Lee can throw the ball. Milton may get a pick, probably will get a pick, but it's going to be really hard to slow down for Milton to slow down Lee County's rush offense, just simply based off the fact that they just can't. The interior part of the line cannot get a stop. That the way they've been doing so good so far is because their edge rushers are really good. That every time you throw the ball, they're getting in the backfield to get you. Thing is, Lee doesn't need to throw the ball. They won't throw the ball because it's going to get picked off every time. So might as well run the ball. Now, so Milton and Lee County are kind of set to play in the bracket, I think, if you look at it in the semifinals.
The semifinals. If they win out, they'll play in the semifinals.
They did the coin toss, right, to see who gets.
I think they've done it for the quarterfinals. I'm not sure if they've done it for the semifinals yet.
Okay, so if that game is going to be at Milton, Lee County is going to lose the game. Lee County is going to lose the game.
So,
but if it's at Lee County, I don't know why you would count them out.
Okay, so let's move on just a tad. I mean, we're kind of overwhelmed with comments, so I'm just going to say hello to some people, and then I'm going to ask this question for Mr. Hampton. Mr. Bush, welcome to the podcast. He says Miller County has a good defense, and the offense is good since they changed quarterbacks. Mr. Carlson, we're going to talk about those horns a little later on too. Mr. Hampton, welcome to the podcast. His question is, what kind of passing game does North Oconee have?
Right. So actually, for me, this one's a little bit closer to home because the quarterback at North Oconee, his dad is Georgia Tech's offensive coordinator, Buster Faulkner. Harrison Faulkner's quarterback. So North Oconee's passing game is good. However, I will say it hasn't been tested against a really good defense yet. So I'm not quite sure. It might hold up. Excuse me. Sorry. Hold up. Might not hold up. The thing with Ware County, I picked North Oconee to win the game. But the sole reason for that is because Ware County has no idea what it means to be consistent. Because for some reason, they just don't know how to stay consistent. You lose right when I think you've improved, you lose to New Hampstead. Mm-hmm. But then you beat Warner Robins, but you lose to Perry, but you beat Benedictine, but you lose to Bartram Trail. It doesn't make sense. So if I'm going to make a prediction, I'm not going to pick the team I have a lesser grip on because they're really, really, really unpredictable. I'm going to pick the team that I think's going to have home field advantage, 1, and 2 is more consistent. That's North Oconee. Ware County's now, if it had been that normal Ware County defense that's been like typical of them the past few years, I would have picked Ware County. Thing is, we can't really see that this year, allowing 43 to Bartram Trail, 48 to New Hampstead, it's like 31 to Perry. So I picked North Oconee because there's a lot of questions surrounding this Ware County team. And I think North Oconee's just been far more consistent with it. Could Ware County win? Guaranteed for sure. But I'm not going to put all my eggs in a basket where I don't know if Ware County's going, which Ware County's going to show up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. Scroggins Jr., welcome to the podcast. Mr. Scroggins is the father of Herbert Scroggins III. And he's
heck of a player, yeah.
Yeah, and he's committed to Miami. So welcome, Mr. Scroggins. Let's see. Jacob says Maris looks unbeatable. D'Angelo, Mr. Fielder, I hope you see what D'Angelo said. He gave y'all a bit of advice. He said, don't leave it in the ref's hands at Marist. Jeffrey Murray has a question. I think the Wizard is coming in soon, but we can get Drew's take on.
Yeah, look, y'all just got hot, and the Wizard couldn't come in.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Metter or Bowden? You didn't ask me, but I say Bowden.
Bowden.
Yeah.
Metter's offense is not good enough right now.
Yeah. Nick says we're going to be in a dogfight Friday. He's a Toombs County fan. His son is Gavin Fletcher, one of their top running wide receivers. He said we're going to be in a dogfight Friday. Commerce is big and physical, and they have speed. We have to play our A game.
Oh yeah, this has all makings of trap game written all over it because Toombs has been so good. I mean, unbelievably good this year. But Commerce is a sneaky team. Their defense isn't the best, but their offense has proven they can put points on the board when it matters. So I'm still gonna roll with Toombs here. I'm not gonna pick the upset, obviously, because I think Toombs County's defense is pretty darn good if you ask me. But Commerce is gonna pose a threat, especially early in the game. I think the biggest key for them is going to be in-game adjustments. This game is really going to test how much Toombs can make in-game adjustments.
Man, what would that? Somebody.
The Wizard sniffing on. Listen. I have told you.
Don't come in my guess like that. Will you?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I didn't know my mic was on. I'm sorry.
Just rude.
I thought my mic was muted.
I mean, you just cut him off while he was almost mid-sentence. You know better than that.
He didn't mean to cut him off. He was snorting.
Drew, I'm sorry. I was taking hit off my 8-ball, okay?
Just came in the house with all that ruckus and stuff.
And told
You're good.
And then told you, don't tell everybody. The Friday Night Lights podcast show does not endorse those kind of shenanigans.
As an
Um,
entity,
yes,
all
as an
of us.
entity. Please understand that. And he got one more time.
I'm sorry. I was listening to y'all when I was flying in on the broom.
Yes, you are
And
sorry. You are
Drew
indeed
and
sorry.
Drew and Thirsty, man, what's up with y'all tonight?
It's a good debate. I mean, when you have two good sides for an argument, you gotta let it fly, right?
You
Okay,
do.
I'm with you.
He's one of the people who can actually like present an argument. There's a lot of people who can't. I'll say that.
Okay, I think he appreciates that. But real fast, Drew, I'ma see if me and you on the same page on some of these games this weekend.
Let's talk.
Okay, we're gonna start off in private. As of right now, I'm putting North Cobb Christian on upset alert against Whitefield Academy. Other than that, I think everybody else handles business. Oh, I almost forgot. Wesleyan Christian Heritage. Be careful.
Yeah, Christian Heritage. I think the cool thing is, I think all of y'all should go watch because you're never gonna hear about this from anybody else. But I think you guys should go watch Christian Heritage quarterback. He can sling the ball. He's a gunslinger. He can do a really good job at that. But when I look at these predictions, I would pick all the same teams to win. I don't see enough of a reason to pick any one of these teams to upset. North Cobb Christian is good. They had some issues earlier in the year with putting their opponents away. They just wouldn't score enough. So Whitefield Academy is a good team. I'm going to side with North Cobb Christian, probably by a similar margin, which is so I like these picks as a whole.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and go to D2, okay? D2. Try up. I really need for y'all to bring your A game this week against Telfair County. Other than that, I think everybody else has handled business.
Again, looks pretty good. The Tryon pick is interesting, and here's the thing: that's a good pick because while on paper Tryon is the better team, definitely on paper. Thing is, Telfair's defense can be a little stingy at times. So for a Tryon team just that coming off a rock fight with Sly County, this could be a pretty big trap game. And Telfair has proven in recent years in the playoffs that they can get the job done, even when they aren't the favorite. So that's a good one. I like the Lincoln County dominance. Same with Clinch. The Bowden Metter game, Metter's offense has been pretty bad this year. So 17 is a good number considering Bowden's defense isn't amazing. But that's a game that on paper, like if you just look at the rankings, seems like it should be decently close, but might actually be a lot bigger margin, like you said here in real life.
Go ahead and get it out, sis.
No, I'm just reading some of these comments. I'm trying to decipher which ones I'm going to read and which ones I'm not. We're inundated with a lot of comments at this juncture, so I'm just trying to decipher. And then I'm coming against, let's keep going, and I'll figure it out. Y'all keep going.
Okay, we're gonna go to D1. D1. Heard County, I really do think your playoff run comes to an end this weekend. And I'm going to leave it at that. Other than that, I expect everybody else to do their job.
Good picks. I like the Elbert over Hurd pick a lot. I like that a lot because I think Elbert County can run the ball really well, and they can put up points. So Hurd County is a good team, but honestly, a lot of people are saying Hurd County should be favored to win. I would favor Elbert to win this game. That's a good pick. Fitzgerald, Bleckley, again, it depends on how that Bleckley offense is going to come out and play. They played really well the past couple weeks. Thing is, their defense isn't good at all. So Fitzgerald could end up scoring like 30 plus in this game, and Bleckley just can't match that because of how good Fitzgerald's defense is. The Northeast Lamar County game I think that's the most underrated game on this slate so far. I'll get to Worth County in a second, but I think the Northeast Lamar County game is the most underrated. We've seen in the past few years that Northeast, despite being the better team, has just not been able to go far in the playoffs. And they run into good defenses. So on paper, again, Northeast is a better team than Lamar County, but Lamar County's defense has been really good this year. If Northeast runs into a brick wall and somehow cannot adapt to that, Lamar County is going to win this game because Northeast's defense isn't spectacularly amazing either. So if there was an upset that you wanted to be cheeky and pick, I would do the Lamar County over Northeast. But I'm also going to play it safe. I don't want to take that risk. I'll pick Northeast. The Worth County Dodge County game, my take with this is I think it's going to be more of a blowout. I think Worth County is going to put some points on Dodge. Worth County's defense is all right, but Dodge County's defense is not good. So I think Worth County is going to could very well put over 40 on Dodge, and Dodge might not break 30. So I think that's one that could be a bigger margin of victory. Then again, it is the playoffs, so you never know.
Okay. We got any comments on this?
We have a million comments. I'm gonna go down to the bottom to see what I see. Let's see. Barry just says Dodge is going to beat Worth, and somebody up here. Oh, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Curtis Smith. He says keep picking against Telfair. And how you doing, Mr. Walker? I'm gonna tell the people up above you. I'm gonna tell them hello in just a minute. Once we get through with all this, I'm going back. I'm just going around, but hello to everybody, and hello, Mr. Johnson, Rodney, Coffee County in the building. All right, well, let's go on to D1 2A. Yes.
Okay. 2A. Callaway. Watch your neck against Stevenson. Appling County. Stevens County. You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
It's the potion and the powder. Leave me alone.
That powder
don't
you
do
on. I told you about that.
And then Appling County.
Your wife.
Appling County, Carver. I'm putting Appling County on upset alert. I'm predicting Appling County to lose again to Carver. But outside of Appling Callaway, everybody else's handles business.
What's going on, Tick? He said it's going to be awfully physical in East Macon on Friday night.
No, it ain't, because I got them. I'm going to tell you right now.
Northeast.
Oh, Northeast. It is going to be awfully physical. I agree with that statement. I'm not going to lie.
Well, say what you want to say, but Lucy Laney and Thompson going home Friday. They gonna polish up the basketball court. Ain't that what y'all
Lucy
say?
Lucy Laney.
I mean, Laney, Burke County's kind of overrated, but I still think they win the game. I think there's a couple. This is interesting. So the Callaway-Stevens County game, I'm going with Callaway in that one. Stevens County has a good chance to upset, obviously. But I think at home, I think Callaway's got this one. Stevens County has just been pretty terrible on defense at times this year, and I think Callaway could make good use of that. And Callaway's defense has been good too, so it's kind of a slight mismatch there. I love the Carver Appling pick. I do think Carver Atlanta beats Appling County. I'll post that on my story later tonight. But I think Carver Atlanta beats Appling County. I've had that since the playoffs started. Pierce County, Columbia. Columbia's a sneaky team. Do not take them for granted. But I don't think Pierce County is going to lose because Pierce County, I mean, seriously, after losing to Appling, if you really have issues with any of these first-round teams, that shows they really haven't grown. I think Pierce County should take care of business if they are as good as we think they are. Hateful and Thompson, I like the pick. A lot of people are going to pick Thompson because Thompson. They love the name. Hateful has a really, really good defense. And the game is at Hateful as well. So we were talking about it earlier. I don't know who I was talking about it with earlier, but Hateful has a really good defense. And a lot of people who are not from Metro Atlanta don't know that. Their defense is really good. Held Westlake to 21, etc. Sumter County has been annoying this year with how many close games they played. But I actually think there's a chance they beat – I'm not going to pick it, but I think there's a chance they beat Morgan County. Morgan County is inconsistent, and their defense is not as good as we think they're. The last part with the Rockmart and Westside Macon – I can almost guarantee that game is going to be much closer than the 41-14 score. Rockmart is not as good as people think. They barely beat North Cobb Christian, just barely. Westside Macon is better than people think because their offense can really get things going when it needs to get going. I'm going to look up some results for them real quick because there might be 6-5 this year, and their defense isn't great. This is a team that almost beat Morgan County. They dropped 27 on Bowden. So this offense can get going. Rockmart is in for a handful if they cannot stop the run.
Well, Drew, you have a lot of people that agree with you with regard to Sumter and Morgan County. Oscar agrees with you. Jabo agrees with you. Barry agrees with you. Now, Mr. Shields says that Morgan is going to. He's rooting for Morgan County, but
Morgan's a fun team to watch. I'm not gonna lie, they're really fun to
yeah.
watch. But the thing is, they can be shut down, and Sumter County has a pretty good defense. So keep an eye on
Mhm.
that game.
Mr. Ferguson says Thompson for the upset.
Oh yeah, it would
Ah,
be an upset, I
hold on.
guess. Honestly, not that big of an upset. But if Thompson keeps playing the way they have been recently, sure, I don't mind that pick at all. It's just that the way Thompson played earlier in the year was terrible, like horrible. It
Yeah.
was embarrassing.
Well, that's because Trey wasn't there. Trey is back now.
Which is the key here. But Hateville, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched Hateville yet, their defense is legit. If Thompson can hang
Especially and
30
it
on
plays
if
for
Thompson can hang 30 on Hateville, man, I would be beyond
one
impressed.
of the schools up north, and he is like a beast bait, and his name is Trey Trey. My
Yes.
bad, guys.
So, okay, so let's go on to 3A.
Okay. Stanley Creek, I hope you're healthy. Calhoun, I got you on upset alert against Douglas. North Hall, you lose to Upson Lee because you just ain't seen that type of physicality. And I'm going to be honest. Southeast Bullock, Harlem, it's a coin flip. I give it to Harlem because they're at home.
Let me ask you a question. Is that Upson Lee North Hall game at North Hall?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That might spell a little trouble for Upson Lee. I mean, it could still be a close game, like the score indicates. But if that game is at North Hall, you know what I'm saying? I'm very concerned about Upson Lee's chance of making it to the next round.
I don't think the referees will
Yeah,
Now, I'm
keep
not necessarily
see that
talking about.
involved.
I'm not talking about the officiating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It just could be one of those cases where North Hall may, play pretty good at home. And
let me
they
let me
are
check
pretty.
that actually.
They're used to playoff games now. And stuff like that. I just feel like that game being in Thompson might would have been a little better for us. At least that's just my opinion. Though.
Listen, no, it's a good because apparently I just checked. North Hall hasn't lost at home this year, so that's and they beat Greater Atlanta Christian, which is an upset at home. They beat Pickens at home, so that's a good take. I think the thing though is Upson. So North Hall just beat Gilmer by 7. I think Upson Lee has faced better teams this year, and that's
Right.
what's the key. And I think that should be able to translate because if you look at who Upson Lee played on the road, they went to Mary Persons and won. So that's a pretty good win. They almost beat Manchester on the road too. So honestly, I take my shot with Upson Lee's defense here, just riding with the defensive aspect of this.
Yeah, I get that. It just and I'm not saying that Upson Lee can't win at North
Oh
Hall.
yeah, no, I understand.
Because they obviously can, but it's a playoff game. It's there. I just like their chances better if the game was in Thompson. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, 100%. If that game was, there's a big difference. People don't really realize this, but there's a big difference between playing in Metro Atlanta and playing in the South. For example, not like in terms of like environment. I'm talking about for a team going from the South to the North or a team going from the North to the South. That matters a lot. Because, I mean, just look at Colquitt, for example. How can you remember the last time, beside 2017, that they won a playoff game above Macon? The answer is no.
Right.
Yeah. And the same thing. Can you remember the last time a team went to Colquitt in the playoffs? And I mean, except Carrollton, and Walton, I guess. But before that, I'll give you the answer. Can you remember the last time Carrollton lost a home game? Or sorry, not Carrollton. Colquitt lost a home game in the playoffs, except to Grayson, Grayson, Carrollton, and Walton, which was like in the past like 7 years. Before that, do you remember the last time Colquitt lost a home playoff game? The year?
No, I don't.
I know it's rare. They rarely.
1992.
Yeah,
1992 was the last time prior to the string of Grayson and Carrollton and Walton. 1992 was the last time Colquitt lost a home playoff game. So I'm telling, like the divide between North and South is crazy. And when you cross Macon and go either way, it's really hard to win. So I can see your point with the North Hall Upson League game.
All right. What's going on with Jefferson? What do you think about Jefferson, Drew?
I actually think so. When the Wizard picked 35, I love that because I actually picked 35 on the nose as well for Jefferson. I think it's a pretty good number. Oconee County. So this game is storyline heaven because Oconee County played Jefferson for the region championship, or not for the region championship, maybe it was earlier this year and near the end of the regular season. And Oconee stunned Jefferson in triple overtime. This is the rematch, and it's at Jefferson this time, I think. Yeah. So I think Jefferson's going to get Oconee County this. They're not going to let it happen twice. And I put 35 on the nose for Jefferson. I think I had Oconee scoring like 22, maybe something along that. So I think that's a great prediction. Sandy Creek LaGrange is also a really good prediction because Sandy Creek's not fully healthy. LaGrange looking for revenge after how the year started. Great pick. I could see LaGrange win that. Peach County Baldwin also love that score. Peach County's definitely scoring 40 in this game. Stevenson Jenkins, I think, could be a little bit closer, but I still think Stevenson wins the game. I think Jenkins gets a lot of hype because of the way they ended last year and they played this year, but they really haven't played anybody. So keep that in mind. The Calhoun-Douglas game, also a great pick. My only critique with the Wizard here is saying it would be upset alert. I think Calhoun's actually slightly better than Douglas. Like, I think I have Calhoun 4 and Douglas 5. So it's barely an upset, but I think Calhoun wins a low-scoring game. He put 20-17. I put 18-13, so it's close enough.
Okay.
That's why I like you.
Mhm.
You know your stuff, Wizard. You know your stuff.
Hold on,
He
Wiz. Let him come in on Harlem. I want to hear his assessment of Harlem.
Ooh. Yeah. So Harlem's been a really intriguing team to talk about this year because think about it. What the game against Cedar Grove was a big like test for me because Cedar Grove is a team that plays, of course, in Atlanta, and they play a lot of teams in that area. Whereas Harlem lost to Aquinas, barely beat Greenbrier and Baldwin. So you look at it and you're like, how do you compare resumes, right? How do you do that? The big key was seeing how Harlem would handle Cedar Grove. And I think they did a really good job with that defensively. Now, Southeast Bullock is a tough draw because Southeast Bullock is a sneaky team. Sure, they got blown out by Calvary Day. They got blown out by Jenkins. But since then, their defense has locked in. So, and their offense has been able to put on points as well. I think it's going to be a really, really close game. Man, I like the one score thing. And I haven't made an official pick on this yet. I'm probably going to lean Harlem.
Okay.
So now let's look at the comments. Mr. Fielder says he agrees with the Peach County score. Nick Fletcher says North Hall, if it's close, they're winning. Bo Harris, welcome to the podcast. I know you commented up earlier. I'll go back and look. But he says Sandy Creek's game won't be that close. Matthew says Sandy Creek wins 45-7.
That's not happening. Not a chance.
Yeah, Sandy Creek over LaGrange. I don't think it's gonna be like that.
But 38 is nuts. I'm sorry, but sometimes I have to say that.
It's all right, Drew. We've said worse. That's very tame. Say it with your chest, Drew. And nothing wrong with that.
I have no problem with that. Although Jeremy seems to be hating me a little bit here. I don't care. I think it's great. I would love to be Jeremy.
What he thinks. Mr. Robert, how you doing, Mr. Robert? I saw Mr. Jeremy Jones Sr. up there earlier. How you doing, Mr. Jones? We had an interesting debate on Lee County and Milton earlier in the podcast, so you make sure you go back and you listen to the game. How you doing, Danny? Let's see. Jeremy says, do you really think Harlem would have beat Cedar Grove if half the team was I don't even know what that makes sense.
I don't either. But yeah, Harlem is Cedar Grove is not harder. Cedar Grove is just not that good this year. I mean, how else do you put it? They're just not good. Sorry. Who was the Cedar Grove person? One of you guys is Cedar Grove. I'm really sorry. But 3-7, yeah.
They weren't good.
All I'm gonna say is be careful what you say.
What? But they're not good this year? They weren't.
I know. I'm with you on that, and I agree.
I think the Rockwell Heath game is actually the most impressive result this year.
No, we should have won that game. That
That's what
game
I'm
was a
saying. So,
disappointment.
and Rockwell Heath, it's a road game. And it was Rockwell Heath's a good team. So, for the way Cedar Grove ended up, that result looks really good right now.
Mr. Fielder said he was joking. He says he thinks Sandy Creek actually loses by 14.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
Whoa. I mean, that's more likely, but I mean, still a little bit cool. I like that pick more because that's a nice hot take. I like it.
That's a nice hot take.
Man,
Okay, let's
y'all
go.
making me run over my 15 minutes. My pay gonna get stopped.
Listen, you know how it is when Drew comes on. People
I
love to
know.
soak up his knowledge.
I love it when Drew comes on. Thank you for coming on tonight, Drew.
Thank you.
So
Wizard.
just
I
so
love your
people don't
prediction.
know,
Probably
this
the
is
probably
Drew.
the most accurate predictions I've seen in a while. Just like when it comes to people making predictions, probably the most accurate. One of the most accurate, I will say.
Thank you. But I do want the listeners to know we are speaking with Drew of Georgia High School Football on IG. Okay, 4A. The only team I'm going to put on upset alert is Benedictine. But I do expect them to win, but I would not be shocked if they lose. And I heard your conversation earlier with Thirsty. So I think we're on the same page.
This looks, oh man, I love these score predictions. Holy cow. These are really good, like good scores too. Like for example, picking 35-21 for North Dakota Ware, that's a good prediction. Creekside Kell, same with that. I think I was similar on both. Benedictine Ola is a really good pick there because a lot of people just say, oh, it's Benedictine. Pff, let's put him through. Ola's defense is really good. We talked about this earlier. Ola's defense is really good. So I'd watch out for that. My only gripe here, Central Carroll, Cambridge, I haven't looked into that too much. I will look into it after this. But my only gripe is Perry Eastside because I think Eastside is a lot better than people give them credit for.
Thank you. But
will they beat Perry? I actually have them ranked higher than Perry now. I could very well, if you've ever looked on ESPN app, you have like the ESPN like predictor that says what percentage chance a team wins. I would actually say Eastside has like a 55% chance to win this and Perry has a 45% chance. However, Perry is playing at home. So that's the thing. Eastside, this is just going to be a good game. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there who are just like, oh, it's Perry. Yep, just book him all the way. No. Eastside is a good team. If this score happens 35-14, I will be beyond impressed with Perry because I don't think I've seen that in the way they've been playing recently. They almost lost to Benedictine's backup quarterback. So Perry's a good team, but Eastside is really good. Remember, this is a team that beat Newton, that beat Archer. These are 6A teams that they've beaten. They almost beat North Dakota. So at North Dakota. So let's give them a little bit of credit here.
Yeah, because that score is very disrespectful.
Well, we'll see. I think it's going to be a lot closer than that.
I don't think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, yes,
it's giving Perry their due respect of playing a playoff game.
I understand that, but you it's almost like you underestimating the East Side. You know what I mean? That team, they've been good all year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna repeat what Drew said, but he basically ran down the teams they, went up against, and basically the game could have gone either way.
Okay,
I agree. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, that game I did actually. Sorry, Wizard. I did watch that game between North Dakota and Eastside. Eastside actually led. I think it was late in the game, and North Dakota scored with 12 seconds or something to seal the win.
Okay.
So if you want to put Eastside on the same pedestal as North Dakota, if you did, I wouldn't complain. That's all I'm going to say.
All I'm saying is that they didn't play the same Newton from last year. Down Harem, our Kobe needs no explanation. And Archer is not Archer that we're used to.
Maybe not, but I'm telling you.
Perry did lose to East Coweta, so
East Side doesn't care that they have to go on the road to play Perry. I promise you that. That doesn't matter. That 14 points is disrespectful. It really is.
Yeah, you know what? I was trying to give Middle Georgia some respect, but you telling me I'm disrespecting Middle Georgia by giving Perry a 21-point victory?
You're disrespecting the East Side.
Yeah, East Side, not Perry.
You know what? I'm gonna sing that alma mater. Oh, East.
Let me read these comments. Mr. Fielder says, I think my Jones County Greyhounds score more than 17 points. Oscar Miles said, I heard Benedictine's quarterback was out for the year. He is, but according to Mr. Scroggins Jr., their backup quarterback is legit. James Hampton says, Burton for Ware had 5 sacks last week. We'll see what North Oconee has for an offensive line. And Mr. Scroggins also said he loves the upset alert. What's going on, Eddie Gary? Welcome to the podcast. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's go to 5A. And Miss Butts, I don't know if I told you hello, Miss Ebony. Hello. And I'm gonna go back and up to the top and say hello to these other people too. I haven't forgotten y'all. Miss Shannon Zellers, welcome. Mr. Bo Harris, I told you hello. I told Miss Crookham hello. What's going on, Brian Jones? How you doing? Janet Christopher Redding, welcome, Thomas County Central fan. What's going on, Leon Alexander and Glenn Reed Hodges Jr.? Thank you so much. And Alex Welch, what's going on, friend? Lamar County is in the building. All right, let's go.
Okay. Milton is gonna skull drug touchdown. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Skull drag. It's present tense.
You know, my original language is not English. You know that, right?
I can tell, baby. Keep going.
Sprayberry surprises Noonan and everybody in the state of Georgia. Brunswick loses convincingly to Coffee. TCC. I'm giving you the win this weekend. Sequoia surprises the state of Georgia again with a win over Woodward Academy.
Ooh, these are interesting. And here's the thing. I love your Milton Dutchtown pick because yours was 42-14. Mine was 41-16. So pretty dang close. The Lee County East Paulding game, I really hope Lee County's game against Houston County was a fluke defensively because if they're going to allow 48 points to anybody, East Paulding might score the same. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think this is a Lee County win comfortably. Hughes Roswell, I also like that pick. My pick was 52-28. Yours is 40-28. Very close. I mean, in terms of that, I think they're both in agreement. Nice. Yeah, I know. I try to do that sometimes too, and it's kind of annoying, so I gave up on it. Noonan and Sprayberry, I take Noonan in this one, but I can see the Sprayberry pick because they can be pretty dynamic on offense at times. Houston County Lakeside, I would go ahead and just up both of those by like 50 because neither team knows what defense is, especially, sorry, if Antoine Hill's father is still checking in. It's not your fault. The defense can't blame. Brunswick and Coffee, it could be a little closer than that, but I do like the fact that people realize that Coffee's defense still exists.
No, Brunswick is fool's gold.
I mean, you don't have to tell me. The past 2 years, they've lost in the first round. So Rome and Thomas County Central, my take with this one is it's going to be a little higher scoring than that, and Thomas County is actually going to win by more.
Oh.
Because here's the thing. Thomas County Central's offense is really good. So I could see them putting up about 30-something on Rome's defense. But Thomas County Central's defense is not that good either. So I could see Rome putting up some points. But I think when push comes to shove, Thomas County Central is going to force the key takeaway that they need and then go down and score and seal the game.
So, Drew, I'm sorry. So is Thomas County Central's defense not that good, or is it that they're just not as good as they were last year? Are you just saying they aren't good?
So the thing is, they were, you know how they made their living last year was off a great defense.
Yes.
This year, their defense is not that good. Allowed 28 to FSU, 35 to Lee County, 31 to Houston County. All the teams that they've actually played have scored on them pretty well. So I think Rome could end up scoring like 20, 27 on them somewhat. But the thing that's different is TC Central's offense this year is better than it was last year. Because in big games last year, they would put like 20, 27. They had 27 on Hoko. They had 31 on Lee. This year, they can rack up score 41 on Houston County. They put 62 on Northside. It's not exactly great, but they can score 38 on Coffee is actually real impressive if you ask me. So I think TC Central can rack up the scoreboard here a little bit.
Okay. And while we're talking about 5A, I want to go back up to Jeremy Jones Sr.'s comment because Jeremy, you weren't here earlier when Drew and Mike were actually having this conversation, but Drew was actually really big upping Lee County. He says nobody talks about Milton's defense. We score more points. We run the ball better. Milton can score, but we can score running the ball and control the clock.
Yeah, that was a good discussion. People are not gonna like the pick, but if you genuinely actually watch Milton play a game, I implore you to go watch the Roswell game. Implore you to go watch it because you got to watch the games first before you actually talk about the game. I mean, because for example, here's a perfect example. Go watch. Just don't watch the Georgia Tech Miami game. Cam Ward had 385 and 3 touchdowns in that game. You're gonna say, man, he did amazing. If you go and watch the game, he did not do amazing. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I think Milton is good, but they're nowhere near. This last year's Walton team is better than this year's Milton team. Right now, as of right now, the Woodward. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, darling. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I wanted to talk about that Woodward Sequoia game a little bit. Okay. So Sequoia is a very underrated team. They proved that by beating Gainesville last week. I went with Woodward Academy to win, but I would not be surprised because Woodward's the favorite. I would not be surprised if Sequoia won. I think the difference here is I think Woodward's defense is actually good. So I think what's going to happen is, and the mismatch here you're going to see is Woodward's defense is good. Sequoia's offense is good. However, Woodward can score when need to, and Sequoia's defense is not that good. So I think when push comes to shove, it's going to be Woodward's offense and Sequoia's defense. I think Woodward's going to win this game barely, but I think Woodward's going to win. That's the key here.
I just don't think if Woodward has that same type of running game from last year that they had.
The biggest thing is a lot of people forgot about Woodward. The reason is because Woodward actually started the year off 0-3. They lost to Carrollton, Collinsville, and they got blown up by Marist. Everybody just forgot about that. But since then, they've actually been doing pretty good. They've dominated teams in region. They played Decatur, who was arguably a borderline top 10 team, and then beat them by 28. So now the thing that doesn't help their case is they almost lost to Lovejoy. So there's that. But I think when it comes to Sequoia, I don't know. I think I like the pick of Sequoia winning because that shows like you actually know ball. But I think Woodward might be able to sneak out a win here, especially at home too.
Again, it's a coin flip.
It pretty much is.
Michael Lee Barker says Rome is not any of those boys. TCC is good, but if their defense is questionable, it will be a long night.
Rome is not the same Rome. A lot of people know Rome and they're like, Rome is really good. But Rome this year is not the same as Rome in previous years. I don't they scored 27 on Villarica. So Rome is good, but they're not insanely good. Would it surprise me at all if Thomas County Central won by 20? Nope.
Yeah. Let's see. Ricky Crookham says Houston County can win. They beat a good Clark Central team.
Clark Central is good. Unfortunately.
Michael also says Sequoia ain't all that. We've been slapping them around for years. Gainesville had some people not playing in that game.
Whatever. It's a different year.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you look at it's like saying oh my God, a team was 2-8 last year. That's now 8-2. Well, they just suck. No, they're 8-2 this year.
Okay. And then let me just read this. Mr. Wembley says, I'm going to say it again. When Milton plays a 4-quarter team, which is Lee, they lose. All the good teams they played, the game was won in the second half. So let's go on to 6A. I do want to say hello to Heather Knight Rodriguez. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bo, no, he's not, Bo. He says you're banned from Rome, Drew. No, you're not. Friend.
Oh, I'm banned from everywhere at this rate. I don't really care. I'll pull a Connor Stallions and just show up in whatever I want anyway.
And there it is.
And just for hold on. Just for the people in the back, Wizard, one more time, can you let them know exactly who Drew is? And maybe he hasn't watched your team's games or films exactly in depth, but
It's
he's
going
pretty
across the
spot
bottom of the
on with
screen.
what he does. So don't
It's
come
going
here
across the bottom of
questioning.
the screen.
Don't come here
Drew,
questioning what he's saying and why he's saying it. If you new here, we've
Oh no,
been
it's fine. Look, I have no issues with people disagreeing because that's the thing, though. Here's the thing: like entering this year, here's the fun one. Oh, I know you guys are gonna remember this one. Remember when I came on here and said Cook's gonna go 4-6?
You did. I do. I remember that.
Okay. So do you know how much heat I took for Cook going 4-6? Which rightfully so. I mean, if I just predicted your team to go 4-6, wouldn't you be pissed off?
Mm-hmm.
What's the record right now?
What?
3-7.
3-7.
Yeah.
And
So
and that's my thing with you. Even if you don't, people don't agree with you. They don't have to. But it's not like you're just pulling it out of your butt. What you do
yeah,
is
you just want to back it up. Just
you
have
back it
have.
up.
I don't mind anybody. I love conversations with people who know their stuff. Because if you're just gonna say, well, I mean, they look good. Okay, what's look good? You got give me a stat. Give me something that you can say, right? For example, this Colquitt County Collins Hill game. People are gonna be like, yeah, Colquitt County's gonna win. Why? Tell me why. Why are they gonna win? I may or may not, I haven't made a pick on that because it could be my game of the week. Same with Douglas County North Cobb. Those are the two contenders. I haven't made a pick on it, but tell me why. If you're just gonna say, well, I don't know, I think Colquitt County's good. What are they good at? What are they bad at? So kind of give me that.
Elaborate. It's right.
Exactly.
man, I
Okay.
ain't got time to elaborate on that. I'm trying to get back on the broomstick.
Well, hurry up so you can get out of here because I'm sick of you.
Okay. Carrollton, Beaufort, North Gwinnett handles business. Douglas County, be careful with North Cobb. Grayson handles Norcross with no problem. Hillgrove, you're gonna get put out the playoffs by an underrated Peachtree Ridge. Colquitt County is on upset alert for Collins Hill in the hog pen. And Archer, you're going home because of West Forsyth.
All righty. This is interesting. I do agree with the Carrollton one, 42-21. Looks like a pretty good score too. Buford and Lowndes. If Lowndes scores 21, that's actually that should be considered its own win because Buford's defense is really good. And I talked about how hard it is to go from down south to up north to play. And I do like Buford winning. I just think both teams will score like 10 less points, maybe, something like that. But I like the result. North Gwinnett Newton, that's my alumnus, and I think North Gwinnett will win the game, not because I went there, but because Newton just hasn't shown up offensively in the big games, and this is a big one. Douglas County North Cobb, haven't made a prediction on that yet, but I will say these are two teams that are ranked top 6 in the state or in 6A for me between Douglas County and North Cobb. The key here is going to be for Douglas County, it's going to be their defense. Their defense has shown up in the games where they wanted to show up, and that's when they've won. For North Cobb, it's going to be consistency between drives on offense. There are some drives they score lightning quick, and there are some drives they go 3 and out. You got to have some consistency. You got to chew the clock. And we also know North Cobb's history with playing in the playoffs. Hint, they suck in the playoffs. No matter what their record is, they just suck. This is their time to show people otherwise. So they're fighting history, kind of like Carrollton in the playoffs, like 3-4 years ago. They're fighting history. They've got to get over this hump. It would be huge for their program. Grayson and Norcross, I love the selection. I said 34-13. So, I mean, that's a great pick. And I honestly think it could be 31-14 on the nose, too. Grayson's defense, I don't know why people rank Grayson like 8 or 9 for the entire year. I've had them top 4 the entire season. If you couldn't see past the Collins Hill loss, that's a big issue with you. Grayson and Norcross, Grayson's defense is way too good. I've seen Norcross play in person. They might get sacked about 14 times. And Grayson's offense is really good. Hillgrove, Peachtree Ridge. I haven't made a pick on that one. Haven't looked into it yet. I did say Peachtree Ridge would go 6-4 this year. They did, but I did say they would be really good. And here they are. Hillgrove, I did not expect. They came out of absolute nowhere this year. Hillgrove's defense is what you want to watch. Their defense is the key here. I'm not going to make a pick on that game, and I'm not going to make a pick on Colquitt County Collins Hill, but I will say Collins Hill's defense is really freaking good. Possibly a top 3 defense, probably a top 3 defense in the entire state. So Colquitt County has struggled with teams that play good defense this year. North Gwinnett, Valdosta, right? So that's something I'd watch out for. Can Collins Hill add their name to the list of teams that go down to Colquitt and win? the key with that is, can Collins Hill's offense score? They need to score. That's been their issue this year. They almost lost to Central Gwinnett because of that. So that's going to be a really fun one to watch. It is still in my game of the week contention, so I won't say anything yet. Archer, West Forsyth. I like the pick with going West Forsyth here. Again, a team that I thought would be underrated starting the year. Here they are. Archer pulled off a great upset against Harrison. I don't think they will do more than that. Jordan Doe's a great quarterback, but I think West Forsyth gets the job done.
Okay. Matthew says if Valdosta can't stop Julian Lewis, it's over for the Wildcats.
Well, nobody can stop him, so I guess it's over for the Wildcats.
To your point, Marquise says Cook went 3-8, and he almost scared the mess out of Burke County in the first round. Which, to Drew's point, what he was saying this year was that Cook is not a bad team, but their schedule was almost unfair. It was just brutal. So that's what he was saying, and so that really is to Drew's point that
Burke's going to start sliding down my rankings pretty quickly because you look back, the results don't look that good. I don't think Burke is as good as people think they are. I think that's one of the, if you talk about like overrated, underrated teams in the playoffs, Burke starts to lean into that overrated category.
Mm-hmm. Matthew also says he remembers his third year of coaching. They traveled to Swanee and beat the North Gwinnett Bulldogs.
In your third year of coaching, you traveled to, well, that's probably happened many times. I don't know which year. So, look, all I know is we won state in 17, which was real nice. The 19 team was better, though.
Okay.
I gotta get out of here.
All right, Wizard. We'll see you. And lay out that powder. Bye.
I can't promise that, but I do want to say love y'all. Mwah.
Get your pick'ems in before 6 o'clock on Friday. Top 5.
Yes, ma'am. And
all right.
That's all on Monday. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, go and get out. Bye. Get on my nerves. Morris says Jay Ray has to be the superstar for Douglas County.
Douglas County has got so many playmakers. I had somebody from Mill Creek, one of the players, just text me after the game because they lost. And he texted me and he said, I don't know how these guys have so much talent. Their receivers come out of nowhere and jump out of the building. And before you know it, they're running down the field. That's what he said. So I was like, holy cow. And I don't blame him at all. Like, Douglas County's a tough team to beat. North Cobb is in for a dogfight. I'm completely honest. Oh, and Matthew just clarified there was a 2021 Jones County North Gwinnett game. I was actually at that game. There was a little bit of rain. I do remember Jones County with I think it was John Allen Richter at quarterback and Zion Ragens as a freshman. That was a fun team to watch. Good to know.
Wow. All right, so guys, y'all see what we're about to do. What's going on, Justin Head? We've talked a lot about TCC Rome. Make sure you go back and listen to the podcast in its entirety, and you'll hear more. But I'll go ahead and tell you, Mr. Head, Drew and the Wizard, and most people think, not everybody, but most people think that TCC will indeed come out on top with Rome. And if you want to hear like the reasoning behind it, if you go back and listen to the replay of this podcast, you'll be able to get more insight on it. And welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much.
Have it on the replay for the people in the back.
Yes.
Man,
Wow.
ain't no need to replay. I'm gonna tell you like it is. It ain't the same round. It ain't the same round team from last year. Okay, moving on.
So, Mike, you gonna get a disclaimer, or you want me to do it, or what?
I'm gonna do the disclaimer.
Okay.
The disclaimer is one: the way what you see originally on the screen is factual. What will happen as we talk about each bracket is for play. So we are asking the viewers for their inputs on who will make it to the semifinals. Okay. Again, this is just for play. The way the brackets are matched up in the second round is real. Quarterfinals, semifinals are play. With that being said, yo, welcome.
What up, bro?
Man, you done missed some good conversation between me and Drew.
Yeah, I've been checking some of that. Still working, man.
Oh, okay. Hey, hardest working man in Middle South Georgia, right?
Yeah, what's up?
That's what they say, but we'll see.
All right. So we're gonna start off with 2A because Monday we left off with 3A. So we're gonna start off with 2A. Um, what side of the bracket y'all want to start off on?
Let's
Right side or left side?
start on the left. I think we've kind of talked about the second round. So who are we gonna put? Loyal listeners, this is your bracket. This is play. Who do we have on the left side? Rockmart, West Side, Macon, Sumter, and Morgan. Who y'all got? It's
Well,
about a 12-second delay. So y'all
well,
go
that
ahead.
gives me enough time to pour me up another drink.
Baby, that's the last thing you need. Between
No,
you
it
and
ain't.
the Wizard, his 8 ball and potion and your brown.
I'm too
You
sober.
light
So
a match in that house, it's gonna blow up.
I'm too sober for this right now.
Okay.
Shakira drove Drew. Mo. Jess, what's up, y'all?
What out?
No.
Danny says Appling will upset Carver Atlanta if they play consistently for 4 solid quarters.
Which I don't see. I don't see happening doing that. I'm sorry, I
Um,
don't.
okay. So okay, Tick says it's gonna be Sumter versus Rockmart over here.
So you saying? So somebody said this.
So and then Morris says West Side versus West Side and Morgan. Okay, we need
I need.
a
I need.
tiebreaker.
I mean, I know what I want to say. I want to say Rockmart versus Morgan County,
Well, listen, this is
but
play for the
that's
listeners.
yeah,
But
that's what I said I want to do. But I'm gonna let the listeners do their thing. I just want to see that old region matchup.
we're gonna give them 10 more seconds to type up what they think.
Sorry to interject, guys. I do have to head out though.
Okay, well, Drew, thank you so
Drew,
much for joining us.
All
Thank you.
right, Drew. Take it easy, bro.
Thank you, Drew.
Will
We
do. Thank you guys
appreciate
for having me
you.
again.
Yes,
thank you,
yes.
and we will bring you back to wrap up when we do our season wrap up if you are available.
Works for me. I just gotta head out because we have our game tomorrow and I gotta plan some stuff for that.
All right. Good luck to you this week, not next week, but
No, trust me. I hate Georgia now.
Yeah, that Thanksgiving weekend ain't yeah, we ain't giving you no wishes on that Thanksgiving weekend on that Friday game
Oh,
after
don't
Thanksgiving.
worry. Carson Beck will throw one my way.
Man, you might be telling the truth about that, bro. For real.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Hey,
I
as long
look
as
for you.
look, if they have enough players to field a team that aren't in jail, that'd be nice.
Oh,
Hey, you
My
know what?
Oh,
Lord.
hey, look,
Ooh,
hey,
Hey,
Lord,
take it.
Lord, I
hey,
look for
y'all
you at the
get
game on
Hey,
Friday,
get
Drew.
Drew out of here, man. Get
yeah,
Drew out of
yeah.
here.
yeah, man. You gotta go now, bro. You gotta
Okay.
thank
go.
you,
All right.
Drew.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Drew. Take care.
Good
Bye.
night.
Okay, so we've got
Hold on, hold on. We just gonna let Drew ride on with that, man.
I
I
mean,
mean,
listen,
bro, I
what
Hey,
mean,
is
hey,
it
hey,
with
hey,
can't
hey,
today?
really
hey,
argue.
hey.
Can't really rebut that though. To tell you the truth. I mean, what can we say?
Drew got hey, he did have a valid point though. Cause we got like 4, 5 people in Tennessee Orange right now.
Yep.
So here's the thing. And I mean, you got to give him grace. He's a Georgia Tech fan. What else is he supposed to say?
Nah, forget him being he's not just a Georgia Tech fan. He attends Georgia Tech and
Yes,
is a member of the band.
of the band. Yeah, is it the Rambler? I don't know. But either way,
Yeah, the Ramblin' Rick.
yeah.
Just that a
So
Rick.
I mean, he's fully invested. So you can't expect him to say anything else.
Oscar Miles.
I don't give
I
him a
just want to
pass.
say one thing though. Oscar Miles, please, whatever you do, don't disrespect Drew like that, because Drew gets much respect on this from this panel for his input and his collaboration with us.
That's all I've been trying to say this whole time.
So
Yes,
please, Oscar Miles, don't do that.
he's very knowledgeable, and he takes his time out to give us some great takes. And whether you like what he's saying or not, he backs his stuff up, and you might not like it, but it makes sense. Vincent Curse, welcome to the podcast. He says Sumter County defense will slow down Morgan County's offense. Um. All right. Well, Mr. Farley, thank you for sticking around and thank you for admitting what you don't know. We thank you. Let's see. Let's go to the right side. So I haven't really seen anything. We're gonna do Rockmart versus Sumter because nobody really saying anything. Okay, Callaway and Stevens County.
Oh man, you know what? Oh, this for the fan though, not for us. All right.
I
So
mean,
you
you
can send your
know,
input,
everybody, you
Joe,
give
and I
your
say
input.
Callaway and Carver, Atlanta.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Callaway and Carver.
So what does what does everybody else say? What's going on, Mr. Hurtado? What's going on, Mr. Flournoy? Welcome. He's okay. I mean, that looks right to me. Um,
All right, so who going to the semifinals in these two quadrants?
Man, they say Rock Martin and I need to research Callaway a little bit more. I don't know
Uh,
too much about him.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Callaway.
Callaway and Rockmart definitely, man. Callaway went down to Opelika, lost but played them real tough, and Opelika happened to be one of the toughest teams in Alabama this year. I think Callaway
mhm.
is a team in 2A to be reckoned with. I stand by what I said. Carver Columbus win 2A, but if it wasn't a matchup, it'll be Callaway versus Carver Columbus.
Okay, so left side. Oh, you going
oh
into
my
the
bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of the right side, so we ain't got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
worry about
might
it
as
later.
well. Might as well gonna take care of
Okay,
that.
my bad.
all
Okay,
right,
took care of that.
so I mean so here we go. Here we go. Pierce and Carver. We're gonna let the listeners decide. Y'all better come in, y'all better chime in.
Go move Burke over there. Burke and you know
The
that
Thompson
Hateville
Hateville
Thompson
game,
game
bro.
go either
That
way.
Thompson Hateville game is a game.
Yeah, that
But
go either way.
I stand corrected what I said earlier this year. I said Lucy Laney will beat Burke or Thompson this year. They lost to Lucy Laney lost to them both. Well, lo and behold, they got another shot at Burke County. I stand on what I said. Lucy
It
Laney
loose.
will beat
It
Burke.
loose Atlanta
Right.
though. It loose
Okay,
Atlanta.
bro. All right.
Now Drew just got through saying that Burke County is a tad bit overrated, but
Uh-huh.
So you would be fine with Lane making the semi?
Heck no. I wish they would have beat them in the regular season, but
No, Lane
unfortunately,
gonna make
I mean
Lane
the
gonna
they'll
make the
make
quarterfinal. I'm
quarterfinals.
sorry,
they'll
the
make the quarters.
quarterfinal. The
Yeah, they'll
quarterfinal.
make the quarters.
so I'm seeing Burke ain't in. I'm seeing Hateville versus Burke. I'm seeing two for Pierce. I'm seeing Carver Columbus over Pierce. I see one Hateville. Shit, y'all all over the place. I see Hateville and Burke.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: Pierce County versus Carver Columbus is played in Columbus.
Yeah, well, if it's in Columbus, I give it to Carver, man.
Okay, and that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why Carver Columbus, as of right now, is going there. They're playing at home. Burke County versus Hateville. Hurtville is traveling to Burke County,
You know
but
what?
it's a 4 or 5 seed.
Dude, put hate there. Put him there.
Okay.
Okay, so Dunbar, go ahead, Mr. Dunbar. Welcome to the podcast. He said Laney gonna beat Burke County. Get the F out of here.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. Don't be shocked, man. Do not be shocked.
Let them talk. They all they gonna be all the sweeter
Hate
when
Bill
Atlanta.
number for the state championship.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
you're right. You know, a lot of people don't think we know what we're talking about. A lot of people think we just be talking out, out the side of our neck. So, okay. So we got receipts to back up what we said over the past 3 to 4 years. It's okay though.
Tick says Pierce over Carver Columbus.
And what?
He also says Burke over Hateville.
And what?
Bear says sleep on Pierce County. And Mr. Wembley says Burke, that run game looks pretty good between the running back and the quarterback.
But we ain't sleeping on Pierce County though. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that game is in Columbus. They play. I'm assuming they playing at Oldie Spencer, right? If
Uh-huh.
if that game is in Columbus, I just not. I just think Carver will have the edge. A home game of that magnitude. That's just me though. That's just me.
You got to see Carver's defense, and I know Pierce has a hell of an offense, But you look at what Brooks County was able to do to them and Appleton County, you can multiply that by 10 when it comes to Carver's defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's the final four for 2A according to you guys this week. That's our play 2A bracket. We don't go, I don't think we go that far. We didn't earlier this week. We just stopped at the final four, I think.
Look like
Okay.
take it
Yeah,
all.
we're just gonna stop at the final four. We ain't going that far yet.
Yeah.
We'll do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
All right. We're down in D1.
Northeast, Bannon.
I agree. I just want to hear what the listeners got to say. I ain't gonna lie. I do think Everett County and Toombs County on the other side. That's just me though.
Yeah, that Hurd County team is playing some good ball. I kind of counted them out earlier this year, but I think they run into a wall against Elbert. So
Yeah, we've been sold on this one on Fannin County all season. I'm not gonna sell them short right now. I'm gonna leave them where they at. We've been strong on Toombs County all year. Not gonna sell them short right now. Um, until I see something else in the comments, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go ahead and do it like that.
they're still on 2A for now. Let's see.
Okay.
DeAntoine says our defense is stingy. He's talking about Carver. Columbus Bear says I guess Pierce don't have a defense. Mr. Dunbar says you're playing in the Bears Den, one of the toughest places in I guess the Richmond Augusta area. Danny says he thinks Rockmart is going to sneak through some kind of way and win it all.
And what?
Mr. Tackle football, I reckon. Mr. Wendell
Flag football.
he says, is Carver Columbus the same team that scrimmaged Lee, or is that Carver Atlanta? It was Carver Columbus.
Dude, we talking about practice.
All right, Mr. Iverson. Tick says in football, Pierce wins by at least 10. Carver's DBs are gonna come up short. He also says that Northeast versus Fannin, and it'll be Commerce versus Elbert.
Obadiah, I don't have any thoughts. I'm mad right now.
What you mad about? No, sis. What you mad about?
Nothing.
All right. So on the left side, Blakely, Fitzgerald, Dodge, Worth County.
Ryan said, "Oh no, Pierce ain't beating Carver Columbus. I guess he saw something in the what's going on, Mr. Key? Thomasville. You see Thomasville now in the top box, down here. All right, who y'all got? Thomasville or Dublin? And who picked Commerce? Nobody. What are you talking about?
I think somebody in the comments picked Commerce.
Oh, I skipped all over that. I think Tim's too. Okay, so somebody says Fitzgerald and Worth over on the left. Thomasville versus Blakely. Is that what you're saying, Danny?
No.
Oscar Miles, I'm a carnivore. I don't eat Cheerios.
I tell you what,
I'm good.
if it play out like that Thomasville Dublin game gonna be real interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be hell, Dro, and we already preparing for it amongst ourselves, Thomasville and Dublin.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So here's the thing. that Thomasville Dublin game is played in Dublin.
Sure is. We going to the Shamrock Bowl.
I don't really think it matters where that game played it. That's gonna be an interesting game.
It is. So what we doing with the break? Okay, hold on, let's back up. What we doing on the left side of the bracket?
Fitzgerald and Worth.
Okay.
And I see a lot of Thomasvilles over here.
And I see, is that Rain tonight?
Yes.
Forgive me if I pronounce that incorrectly. Won't win in the Shamrock Bowl. What I was finna say what you got on it. I don't even bet, but yeah, we will.
What's going on, Miss Tanae? Welcome to the podcast. Let's see. Um, Mr. Shield says Commerce is off my map since they lost the NHRA track. Mr. Robert says Dublin. Obadiah says he only picked with teams he knows about. Tick says Dublin over Thomas Worth over Fitzgerald. So yeah, most people say Thomas. So this is based on the listeners. This is our final four: Fannin County versus Worth and Toombs County versus Thomasville.
Oh man, Toombs County versus Thomasville, or either Toombs County versus Dublin. Either one of those games would be
very, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Danny says Blakely will beat Fitzgerald because they are not consistent at all, but Blakely isn't consistent either, Danny.
Exactly. I don't know. I think Fitzgerald might have the edge on Blakely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our final four for single A Division 1. Let's move on to single A Division 2.
Well, I already know what the listeners gonna say on this one right here, so I ain't gonna even play with it. Ain't no need to play around with y'all because I already know y'all want Brooks right there.
Jenkins, you think?
Yeah, I really do think Jenkins will win against Macon County, and then I already know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's Brooks all the way. Brooks all the way." Okay, I'm gonna put you in the semifinals for now.
We might well put Irwin and Tryon against each other, but Irwin probably gonna go to the semi, probably.
Yes, D1 playoffs are full of excitement, Marquise. Nick Fletcher says that if that Toombs Thomasville game happens, it's an open invite to the panel for the tailgate. Well, that's we appreciate that invite, but Lord willing, in the quick creek ride. No, I'm gonna speak it into existence. Your Peach County podcast listeners will not be available on that day.
But Thursday will. He can go. Thursday
He can pull
go.
up Thursday meet me. We can slide.
Yeah, Thursday can pull up and Cedar Grove ain't playing late this year.
You know that is so fucked up. Damn y'all, fuck y'all.
You ain't cut Drew out when you didn't cut Drew out when he said Cedar Grove with a badge.
I didn't say nothing. You fuck me.
I didn't have to cuss him out because the wizard told him to watch his mouth.
Oh, that's right.
Fuck me. I didn't do nothing.
And I was just saying, since Dro said Thursday you free, put up on me. That's all.
I'm gonna put. You know what? I'm gonna pull up regardless. That's all I'm saying. I'm pulling up on somebody. I ain't got nowhere to go, so I'm pulling up on somebody on a Friday night.
Don't come to Fort Valley, bro.
Why not?
No, we don't want you in Fort Valley. Just go on down now. Go on, what game we talking about? Thomasville and who else?
Too late. I'm coming to Fort Valley
Go
in
on
my
down
City
there.
Grove.
Don't
I'm
come
coming down to
Valley.
Fort Valley in my City Grove sweatshirt.
Now, Dro kept the YNs off you last time. I don't know he gonna be able to keep them off you this time. You gonna be able to keep them off them.
Well, hey, you know what? Have somebody send me a FNL sweatshirt then. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, this is what I need you to understand, sir. You in small town USA. It don't matter if you got on the FNL shirt. Them folks already know who you are, baby. It's Fort Valley. We know everybody. You've already been pinpointed. We know you.
oh, they got a picture of me up in the post office.
I mean, don't have to be in the post office. We got photographic memories. They remember you.
Damn, my damn picture up at Bucky's too. Damn.
Child.
Man, he just gonna cuss us out. You gonna cuss us out, but he ain't. Man, come on, bro. Come on, let's move on. I ain't finna get started.
Okay, so who we got? What Miss Ebony said something down here at the bottom. What you say, friend? She said Clinch versus Bowden is what she has.
Clinch versus Bowden. Okay.
Now, this is where the rubber meets the road.
Where would that game be played at? Bowden?
They have to. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. Did they
Team
do they do the?
two clinch. It'll be coin flip.
Yeah, it's a coin flip. So, is the coin flip for both weeks, or is the coin flip just for 1 week for the quarterfinals?
You know what? I don't even know who won, top or the bottom. I ain't even watched the video. Who won for
The
the coin
bottom
flip, top
one.
or
I watched it, but
so
I
Bowden
forgot.
so Bowden will host for the quarterfinal.
Oh,
If
okay.
Bowden hosts that game, Bowden will win that game. If they
She,
if they're hosting.
so Ebony said both are 2 seeds. So he did say something about having being light seeds. But I don't know. And then Mr.
Well, that's what
Marshall
the
said
coin
the
flip
coin
is
flip
for,
is on
right?
Monday.
No, they did the coin flip already for the quarterfinals. And going by what you just said, you said
Yeah,
the
the
bottom
bottom.
team won.
eh,
Bowden.
Being Bowden won because both are two seeds out of their respective region. So Bowden won the coin flip, gets the game at home. So we saying Bowden going forward. All right. Manchester Lincoln. What we got? Game being played at Lincoln. Bottom bracket one. Game being played at Lincoln.
You know what? I think the Red Devils will return to prominence.
Let's see.
Lincoln County.
Mm,
If it's at Lincoln. If it's at Lincoln County.
What's going on, Miss April? How you doing, friend? She said, "Don't shoot me." Of course, we wouldn't shoot you. I'm too pretty to go to jail, baby. She said, "I'm hopefully we'll beat Hateville so we can get back to Burke. You want your lick back, Miss April? I got you." I don't know. Manchester and Lincoln. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Miss Ebony says Lincoln. Morris says Lincoln. Marquis says Lincoln.
Now that's a strong Final Four right there. Now look at that.
Goodness gracious. But
Even if you put Manchester in place of Lincoln County, that's still a strong Final Four right there.
Extremely strong. Ebony said, "I don't give a damn. It's Brooks versus Irwin. Damn it, I said it. You want your lick back too, don't you, Miss Ebony?"
It's possible. It can happen. It can happen. Definitely
It
can.
I
can.
ain't mad at you. I
Let
ain't
me
mad at
see.
you. No.
Mr. Smith says Telfair would beat Tryon.
Yeah, that can happen, Mr. Smith.
It's
You're
a
right.
possibility, and especially it's in Telfair. It's in McRae. Yeah, Miss Ebony said, "Damn right, she want her lick back." She tried to delete that kind. No need. I don't blame you, Miss Finley. I be wanting my lick back too. 2-3
Trying to
times
tell
over.
you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm still waiting to get my leak back from them Negroes at Ellerwood, and I'm gonna get it one day.
No, you ain't. You ain't get it this year, you ain't gonna never get it.
Cause y'all gonna reload. It's gonna be some new housing over there in Ellerwood. I
Hey,
hear you.
hey, okay, I reloaded.
I was just about to say
What's going on,
Yeah, we
Mr.
got a brand
K?
new apartment complex going up. What you talking about?
What's
my
going on,
lord.
Mr. K?
Not a dorm. Okay
Hey, y'all
then.
think about this too. You could switch out Clinch County and Baldwin. That's still a strong Final Four.
It is. I mean, and if you switch out Clinch County, you got three teams from the same you got the first, second, and third seed from the exact same region, which is why I said last week that Irwin County is the strongest number 3 seed in um single A division 2. I mean, that region is just really, really tough. And then you got Lincoln County over here in the bottom and Manchester over there. It's almost unfair, the type of talent that they have in single A division 2. It really is one of a great classification. Mr. Sneed says he feels like Manchester has the better defense, and they've also faced a tougher schedule. Mr. Butt says last time we got our lick back, we were champs. Okay, so you saying y'all gonna run it back?
Hold on. I just want y'all to not bypass that remark that Mike said about the just building a new apartment complex.
Oh, I heard that, but I mean, it don't even phase me because it's part for the course. That's what they do.
They building dorm rooms and shit
You talking about for
Where
who?
they
Man,
gonna build it?
we
for the
building
Lego set.
apartment. We
Oh,
building
for real?
apartments, not dorms.
They
Well,
can't
Yeah.
build nothing back there. They are landlocked, baby. They can't even put a
What I
plank of
mean is
wood.
that's more room for the recruits.
Oh yeah, but it'll be down the street because they can't even put a plank of wood on that.
Shit, we don't recruit. They come. If you build it, they shall come. Oh, can I tell y'all a little secret?
Find out. Find out
Notice
Wait,
wet
if
dope
hold up,
ain't
eligible.
selling no more.
hold up, wait. Before y'all go in, I got something to say.
Yeah.
Coach Smith might be coming back to City Grove this year.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah. Who?
He,
Are you talking
Oh
about Jimmy?
no,
no.
no.
Somebody
We
Chris
that
talking
just
Campbell,
left.
about
Lawrence.
Somebody just
Lawrence
left
Smith.
Christmas.
Oh,
Who?
you
Lawrence
excited
Smith.
about that? You
Oh, you talking
excited?
No,
about
what I'm
Chris
saying
Conner?
is,
Chris Conner coach?
Yeah, well, ex-coach. They
oh,
got
he
rid of him on
ex-coach,
Monday.
dog. He fired. They
Baby, they
released
got
him. He
rid of him.
gone.
They
Oh,
took
He
they took
gone.
okay.
him back
I'm
here
late to the
from.
party then. Okay.
Yeah, you like
Okay.
Okay, so private. Do
So
we have any
that
problem with
watermelon
Savannah?
Kool-Aid done ran out.
yeah, that watermelon Kool-Aid done ran out.
No collard greens and neck bones and watermelon Kool-Aid. They took it.
Oh,
They
No,
they
took
have.
it back
Them
from.
Well, they
them
got a bad.
them
Oh, they got a
cookies ain't
bad
sweet
Thanksgiving
no more.
going on down in Crick County this
They
year.
shut off the watermelon
Oh,
patch.
crispy.
oh yeah, they had to turn in the lease truck too. Got to turn that back in, sir.
He had to drop the keys off Jay.
Got the keys off.
Yep.
Turn it back
He
in,
had to
sir.
drop the keys off and pull his car out of storage to drive back to Ellenwood.
So he didn't get the what you call it? What was the coach name went down there? Miguel Patrick. He didn't get the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Miguel Patrick treatment on the way out, huh?
no.
No, he didn't. No, he got the pride coach treatment on the way out. Hey, just turn over the keys. Whatever car you drove down here in, I hope you still got it, because that's what you leaving out. Leaving up out here in.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Hey y'all, don't overlook Bird. Bird. Hey, listen.
Oh,
Maybe you could come on next week sometime. Just let us know ahead of time, man. I know you want to talk to us about Aquinas.
yeah, you can give us a what you call it because we're about to get off in a few minutes.
But I think we all agree Savannah Christian, Hebron Christian on the top side in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
don't
sure,
overlook Levitt now. Don't overlook Levitt.
man. Okay, I'm overlooking Love It.
Well, I just look at you. Chest all that. Just do
No,
me any kind
Love
of way.
It, Love It, dude. Love It is not gonna do anything and touch Hebron Christian. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right.
Hebron Christian too powerful for them.
Okay, Mr. Bird, next Monday, please remind us. I'm gonna make sure we send you a link on Monday, okay?
All right, Monday's not Bird. You heard that?
Mr. Bird,
We'll
you hear us?
on Monday.
On Monday, we're gonna send you a link, okay? And if we forget, please remind us. We're gonna I'm gonna write it down actually and make sure we send you a link, okay? And you can give us some background on Aquinas and Athens Academy. I think that's who y'all play. All right. I don't know.
You know, Wesley and now the way Drew explained how Christian Heritage, the QB for Christian Heritage, that makes that Wesleyan game, one to keep an eye on. But put Wesleyan, since you got him right there, just gonna put Wesleyan right there in the Final
Look,
Four.
at the end of the day, it don't even matter because it was the final. Because it was the final. This is what the championship gonna game. This is the championship game right here. Savannah Christian versus Hebron.
Right.
It don't matter who comes down from that bottom right. That's why I put the question marks there. It don't matter. They're not going to get past Hebron Christian. It's
Man,
going to be
hold on.
Hebron Christian versus Savannah.
I just thought about something. How you gonna go ahead and fill in the championship game, and you cut me off a couple of panels ago, a couple of brackets ago, and said we're gonna do it next week. I mean,
Because
huh?
the private class, it's been a wrap all year.
All right.
These been the best two teams in private class all year. And
Okay.
that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Cavalry they don't have the defense to stop anybody, really. Wesleyan Fellowship Christian, it don't matter which team wins, they're going to lose to Hebron Christian. Hebron Christian does not have the defense to stop Savannah Christian. So it's Savannah Christian all it's been Savannah Christian all season long for private.
All right. Cool.
We just gotta go through the formalities of the games being played.
Yeah. You're right.
And anything can happen. You just never know.
Facts on
Uh,
that. Facts on that.
Mr. Crooked says Lincoln County is going to win it all. It's a possibility, Mr. Crooked. But again, that whole D2 it's anybody's. I'm telling you, it's just too tough. Let's see. I don't see nothing else. It's at 2 hours and 10 minutes, guys. Well, we have learned a lot tonight, haven't we, fellas?
Yeah. Yeah, we have. Sure did.
Thank y'all, loyal listeners, for tuning in tonight. We cannot begin to thank Drew enough for taking time out to speak to us. So we thank him for chiming in, and loyal listeners, we thank you for engaging him. Thanks to this panel. I mean, they do a phenomenal job every show. To those of you who still have teams in it, we wish you nothing but the best on Friday night. If you are in the top 5, make sure you get your pick'ems into the Wizard by 6 o'clock on Friday. We wish you all safe travels to your destinations. I know in particular, Thomas County Central is going into a very intense environment. So I just want, my prayer is that everybody has a great time and they play. They keep it all about football. So there's that. Anything else, panel?
Yeah, I just want to say, I know it's a ton of huge games coming up on Friday, but that East Side at Perry game, I don't know what the final score is gonna be, but that is one to watch right now. The East Side at Perry. I think the Wizard is counting out East Side a little bit. I'm not saying East Side will win that game, but I think it'll be a better game than what that predicted score was. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think it will be a little closer than that. But y'all know how it goes. The team with I think, you know what I think, Dro and Kira and Mo? I think the team with the most points at the end of the game is the one that's going to win.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that game right there I think I might slide over to Perry and watch that game.
Okay.
I want to see that one.
Maybe, well, hopefully you can, and we not in our own dog fight. We shouldn't be. But
if Peach County is in a dog fight with Baldwin, then I'm not gonna holding that trophy up at the end of the playoffs is gonna hit a snag. And I'm not down in Baldwin now. Don't get me wrong, but Peach County shouldn't struggle with them. That's just my opinion.
I don't think they will. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Great show tonight. Roscoe has a question for you. What's your score prediction for Buford versus Lowndes?
I say 21-14 Buford.
Okay.
So what? 21-14 Buford.
That's what he said, shout it.
You do know Buford got the best linebacker room in the state, right?
Well, I mean, you got to give. It's a home. It's a home game for Lowndes, right?
No, they coming up. They coming
Oh,
up
it's
to
at
Buford.
Buford.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man. Oh
So
boy.
go ahead and double that score up.
Yeah. 35-7. Buford.
My lord.
Well, damn. No, Marquise, Coach Hicks is now at East Lawrence. They have a new head coach at Baldwin. And honey, when they got rid of him, they almost had to call the law. But yeah, he's at East Lawrence, and he's actually made a huge difference over there. So shout out to Coach Hicks. They're really buying into the system out there in East Dublin. So shout out. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin. We appreciate it.
Jess.
Mr. Howard, I
No,
don't
no,
think I
no,
told
no, no, no. Jess, I'm not letting that slide.
what
Who you just got done talking about?
Coach Hicks,
At what school?
East Lawrence.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Baldwin in there.
No, he asked, was he still at Baldwin? I said no.
Oh,
He left Baldwin
oh,
because and they almost had a riot. I think they almost had to call the police out there because those
yeah.
students were really really
It don't
Yeah,
upset.
matter.
they love Coach Hicks over there.
No,
Yeah,
no. What I was getting at was it don't matter. Baldwin gonna be polishing up the basketball courts come Saturday morning.
and baby, now that's who they need to look out for. That basketball is no joke. Chad Howard, I don't think I told you hello earlier in the podcast. So I'm telling you hello now. And he says Perry has a running back out. Which one is out, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, we need to know which one is out.
Is it
That
Goose?
Valdosta Carrollton game, Roscoe, is gonna be good too. It really is. But yeah, which running back is out for Perry?
Because I mean, both of them are pretty good. But how you doing, Mr. Reddick? Yeah, it's like a 12 to 15 second delay. So he'll write it in a minute.
I'm just saying that game, that's an intriguing playoff game right there. Because Eastside is not on a lot of people's radar. But they've been playing good football this year. Against some good teams.
I agree. The second running back. Okay. Number not Goonton number 0.
I know which one he's
I
talking
know what
about.
he's talking about.
Yeah.
That might make a difference, but y'all are at the Panther pit, so
Just don't underestimate Eastside. That's all I'm saying, because they can play tough on the road now.
mhm.
They can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we should be back here Friday evening for Say It With Your Chest around 11ish.
Dependent upon how things go.
Okay, let me read this from Good Night, Mr. Fletcher. He said he thinks 8. Okay, so Mr. Reddick says he has some great news. If any kids in 2024, 2025 that have not gotten any offers, Omega Prep JUCO has some opportunities for them. Let me say that again, and you all make sure that you disseminate this information to those who need it. If any kids in 2024, 2025 have not gotten any offers, Omega Prep JUCO has some opportunities for them.
Hey Jess, can we close with Mike answering Danny's question, please? That's a good question.
It is. Okay. It says, Mike,
Uh-huh.
if y'all do get your old coach back, what role will the current coach play for Cedar Grove?
His current position, head coach.
That was my guess.
What?
Coach
Hold
Smith.
on, bro. Hold on. Stop.
Hold on. Let me finish, Joe. Let me finish. I'm gonna give you what you want. Just let me finish. I'm
Okay.
finna give you the juice, the drink.
All
I
right.
just need for you to drink it.
Okay. All right.
Coach Moore is not going anywhere. Coach Money Mo ain't going nowhere. If Coach Smith, which I already texted him and talked to him about today, comes back to City Grove, this is what I told him. Let him be your transfer coordinator.
What?
Now, Drew, I just gave you the juice. All I need for you to drink it.
So basically, now I'll say that for backstage what I'm about to say because I don't want to say all of that on the live. I don't want to do that.
Okay. But trust and believe, Coach Mo knows that Coach Smith is available to be hired as his offensive coordinator and make his current offensive coordinator the assistant head coach. Or you make Coach Smith the assistant head coach and the offensive coordinator, but you demote your current offensive coordinator.
Is
That's the
that your
conversation.
preference? Well, I ain't
Hmm?
gonna ask you that on air. Never mind.
Just when I thought that they were about to pack up the portable classrooms and trailers and stuff off and
Oh, them
move them
trailers
off.
ain't going nowhere. We
I
keeping them
see that.
trailers.
What?
I see that now. I see that
Okay.
now.
So
Okay.
basically, you want Coach Smith to be your recruiter because he knows the system.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
What?
no, I'm not saying recruit. I'm saying transfer coordinator.
Trying to
Oh,
get the
you
Lego set
We
built,
don't
trying to
recruit.
rebuild
We
the
don't
Lego set.
recruit.
tomato,
We don't
tomato,
recruit.
potato.
Look, if y'all do that this time, just go on up to 5A, bro. Get out of 3A. Go on up.
Transfer coordinator.
We can't go nowhere until we can't go nowhere until 2026.
Transfer coordinator. I'm so tickled.
Hey,
Okay.
you know the funny part about it.
With that.
That's the conversation I had earlier today with my homeboy when after we read the newsletter this morning and we realized, oh snap, Coach Smith and that whole coaching staff gone. Okay, do what you do, Coach Mo. Going to bring him back to the Cab County.
My Lord. Lego
Y'all
organizer.
just can't accept the fact that you really ain't like that without the Avengers. You got to be the Avengers to compete. I don't-
Bruh,
Let me
we're
hang
in
up,
a
y'all. It's time for me
we
to
are
stay
in
here.
a bruh, we are in a different area than Middle and South Georgia.
I
We have
understand that,
certain
bro,
things
but
that y'all don't have.
you got to be built like the Avengers to compete.
Now, see, you trying to get out, Joe, but you the one made me ask that question.
You right. You're right. I did. I'm sorry, but I got a headache now. I gotta go take me.
Me
So
too, damn it. Me too.
I got a headache now because
Me
I don't
too.
like the news that I just received. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. So I'm gonna say this to you, Westbrook. Y'all better get that trophy this year. Get it.
Cause if you don't get it this year, you ain't gonna see it. No, you ain't gonna see it no time soon if you don't get it this year.
That's
Man,
a lie.
this man up here, this man just done told me they finna rebuild the Legos. Oh man, I got a headache.
Man, hey,
Yeah, they got
damn
32
rebuild.
juniors.
We going, hey, boy, we going to Legoland at Lenox Mall and find some pieces that fit.
My frontal lobe about to bust out.
Okay.
Hey, you asked the question. I gave you an honest answer.
No wonder why you in a good mood. No wonder why you in a good mood. I don't. Yeah, well, that. Hey nephew, you said it just right. You said it just right. That's the best comment to close the show with. You just said it, Marquis. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank y'all.
Thank
Call
y'all.
us what you want to call us. I got five. Hey, I'm flipping my wrist down,
You
showing
know
them
what?
five rings.
Really? Okay, well, this is what y'all need to do, and we can go. Y'all need to put those 5 rings on display. There is a Legoland in Atlanta. Go ahead and put them rings on display up there.
That man finna rebuild the Avengers. What fun is that? What fun is that watching the Avengers every week? That ain't
Hey,
fun.
all I'm saying is Middle South Jews, get on the train.
Yeah,
That's all
get
I can tell
away.
you.
Yeah,
I
get
mean,
out of my phone.
you got to build the Avengers just to play 3A ball. You got to be the Avengers. Come on,
Well,
man.
what you missing out on? We're not just playing 3A ball. We playing 6A ball this year, next year.
Okay. Y'all, good night.
Good
All
night.
We'll
right.
see
You
y'all
right, Jess.
Friday.
You right, Jess. You right.
Good night.
Y'all have a good one. See y'all Friday night.